All right. So, I don't think that was the first thing they heard, but that was the first thing I heard when I was getting in the frame. This towel is damp, I think. Cool. Welcome, everyone.
That makes the green screen work better. I'm pretty sure that's
to
science.
Our special mini campaign here. Love runs cold. How does it run cold? All right. Now that we've got at least one of the technical difficulties done, I'm still lining up some web cameras and such, but I can explain a bit how all this works. New campaign. Unfortunately, Holly cannot be with us for these next few weeks. She's super duper busy with the holidays. She's actually one of Santa's elves. In some ways, I guess that's true. She is very short. So she won't be here with us, but she'll always be in our hearts. And if any of you have conspiracy theories you want to throw out, please find the nearest trash can, throw them out. We don't want to hear them. And it'll be good. And once I finish getting all these people's cameras in the right positions for the other stuff, which maybe, just maybe, we can get right, we will move right in. So thank you for bearing with us through the technical difficulties. How is everybody else today?
Really good.
Surviving.
Cool.
Right.
Good times. Thanks.
Lots of clicking, lots of details.
All right.
It's winter.
It is winter.
It's cold outside.
It's about to get a whole lot fictionally colder as well, which will be fun. I'm excited. Are you guys excited?
Mm-hmm.
Terrified, mostly.
Don't let the frosty, happy backgrounds distract you from what is about to happen. So, the characters for this, I'm just going to skip any announcements. We're just going to go right into this because, frankly, I don't really like announcements. Thanks,
Announcements
Kevin.
are for bitches.
Thanks, Kevin MacLeod. I'll thank you because there's lots of good stuff going on from Kevin MacLeod and Roll20 for the Spotlight program. And check us out on all the social media stuff. Now I've done the announcements. Okay, good.
We're in announcement territory.
We have our 4 players, and they have been given a letter from a benefactor. They're all adventurers, obvi, that have accepted a task, which will be illuminated on ahead of time. But I think before we get into the plot hooks and all of that, I think I want to have you guys go through and kind of describe your characters a bit, so we just get that out of the way, so it's not like we just get going, then we stop and have the characters do their thing, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. So we actually rented 4 African crawling tortoises prior to this stream, and each of the players bet on which one would be the first to complete the 4-mile race through the maze that we have built in the last week in order to determine who is going first. Unfortunately, the race is still ongoing as a count of a bit of pigeon interference around the second lap. So we will stay tuned each episode and see whose tortoise is in the lead. Currently, Timur's tortoise is doing pretty well.
Well, it's not a matter of where they grip it.
All right. So with that being said, we will let Timur go last. Or do you want to go first? I didn't know if you were still changing your character.
I finished.
Okay, you finished.
I'm doing spells.
This is okay. Well, I mean, there'll be plenty of time to do that. So, brief description of your character, sort of race, class, anything else aesthetically that you'd like players to know, DM to know, all of that. And then kind of like what their specialty is in adventuring beyond just kind of the normal archetype.
Well, originally I was misled, and so I chose a fighter that used magic to help it be a fighter. And I discovered later that the other person had already chosen a fighter that uses magic to make them a better fighter. So I was stepping on toes. And I was a Goliath, so I was really stepping hard on toes. So instead of being a Goliath, I had to change both my race and class, and I went with Cleric, which is the other class the same person took to make them a better fighter. I chose a Furbolg instead because it's a giant-like class, and so I don't have to change too much in the way of mannerisms. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. And then I also chose Cleric, and I went with Light Cleric because I heard weight was an issue. So I wanted to be a little lighter because earlier Casey scared us all by asking us what our character weights, including equipment carried, was going to be. So I assume we'll be drowning very shortly or something along those lines. Or possibly, plummeting. Or both. Why not both? I don't know. So I chose a Light Cleric. I'm a Furbolg. I went with the name Terragoom. It is a easily switched over name from giant to giant type. And I'm currently selecting spells, but I'm here to make sure that I don't die, and also maybe they don't. So that's the idea for a cleric, supposedly, I guess. Oh my God. Did you need something more? I got lost in what I was saying.
That was actually pretty marvelous. Let's all give Timur a round of applause.
I can't hear the clapping, so either y'all muted or y'all lied just now.
Yeah.
Want to blast the airwaves with my clapping.
You don't want to blast the. That's what I'm hearing. We don't want to clap loudly for you. That's fine.
All right.
I won't take offense.
Somebody likes me because they have to.
Aw.
Go on.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, moving right along, whose Turtis is in Circumplurse in the maze after spending about 45% of the race upside down, had a quick surge forward. It's Beth's Turtis.
My character, Groost, is a tiny little dirty goblin. Very shifty looking. Wearing dirty little goblin pantaloons and bright red vest thing. It's a bit furry. He's got a pack with some stuff in and a dirty little pointy rusty sword. The rest you'll find out about.
Okay. Fair enough. Maybe we will. Maybe we will, because I'll force it to happen just a little bit. All right, and through no artificial fabrication narratively of my own, both Cookies and Doral's tortoises,
Doral, yeah.
Doral.
they have sat on top of each other as if their characters have paired off in some way and are currently
really committing
tied.
to this bit, huh?
What do you mean
Love
bit? I mean they're
The
out
tortoises
there.
I assure
They're
you, the
going.
tortoises are very real.
Yeah, I mean it's don't tell animal control. So I'd like you both to describe and announce your characters simultaneously, and we'll just see how much information we can get from each of you.
Alternatively, one of us goes first.
Or you can do that. It's up to you guys. But the tortoises have spoken.
All right, I can go, Dora, if you'd like. Okay. So my character's name is Radiance.
That's disappoint me.
That we don't want to share information at the same time. Our turtles communicated together to win together. They're not going to step on each other's toes.
They're in last place currently, Cookie.
The race isn't over yet.
It's true. We have another 2.5 weeks, so
Yeah, exactly.
we will see.
So her name is Radiance. She is a tiefling. She's got dark burgundy skin, golden eyes, a high ponytail on top of her head, of black hair, and some goggles affixed just beneath her horns or whatnot. She is an artificer. Her specialty is in alchemy. So she has kind of is it a bandolier, right? Is that the thing?
Bandana.
Bandstand?
Of small,
Band-Aid.
sturdy glass flasks. there, as well as some more in her bag or whatnot. She likes to experiment with different elixirs that make adventurers stronger, faster, smarter, and has aspirations to maybe someday see Radiance elixirs in every adventuring store, outpost, anywhere adventurers want to see their fine goods. And she has been traveling with, is it Kirata?
Yeah, Kirata.
What was your name again?
She talks so
Good on what's her
seldomly
face.
that I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh my god, did I get it right the first time? At a smithy and thought, she's been doing interesting work with her runes and whatnot, but if we combine our forces and I experiment on her, or provide, good support, I can see how well my things work out. That is Radiance.
And I am playing
Talk to her.
Kirata, the enormous, towering 6'7" half-orc, who dresses in kind of slate black plate armor, carries a fuck-off huge warhammer, and kind of a huge black metal shield, and has these kind of like faintly blue glowing runes, kind of very jagged runes carved into her gauntlets. And she is a woman of much wisdom, but few words.
Oh,
And
and
that's
that's
it.
all of them. Okay.
I'll be right back.
What my friend is
Very
trying to
nice.
say is that she's very strong.
Very, very wicked strong. All right. So, all of you can follow along a bit. I will see if I can get this letter up in a way that people at home can read along. Not really. Not really, it looks like. Well, you can sort of follow along. It's a letter. It looks kind of like this. I'm going to read it out loud so you can just listen to the dulcet tones of my voice. And we will go from there.
Wait, how come I cannot see it?
It's in the handouts. You can pull
Oh,
it up
I
yourself.
see.
I didn't
thought
like.
you-
I didn't like.
I
bring it up
thought you
for
did that.
everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
I see. I see.
Because I was trying. It's just like a little too big, so you can't like rescale it. It just goes to full max. Maxness.
I opened it in a new tab, so it was easier to.
Yeah, all viable options. All right.
Wait, how?
So,
I see now.
all right. So, all of you have worked for this benefactor before. You've been paid on time and routinely been very generously rewarded for exceptional service. This is a person with whom you trust implicitly, and has been a great source of financial security and dependability for all of you. So when they ask and request your assistance, it is not a call that you take lightly. And I would say that
Hello?
probably some of your most memorable adventures have come from jobs done by this. That being said, you are, at least some of you, freelancers in the adventuring business, and as such are used to, gathering up with other adventurers who perhaps have complementary skill sets in doing that. So this formation of the four of you for this task is not new to you, and you generally all can have whatever opinions you want about working with teams, but typically they get the job done. The letter reads, Adventurers, several months ago it was brought to my attention that an island was discovered in an area thought to have been thoroughly charted. My other ventures brought regular travel in the vicinity, so to this new discovery I dispatched a team, not unlike yourselves, to investigate. My curiosity is piqued by what this island, seemingly having willed itself into existence, may offer. After a couple of months, a message returned from my team. It stated, the island was beset with weather of a most unnatural design, and they grew fearful of what seemed to be an inevitable closing of their window for departure. This circumstance commenced upon their discovery of an artifact, they say, of great value from the heart of the island itself. This treasure, seemingly forgotten to time, unwilling or unready to be discovered until now, is being carefully studied, but with this new urgency would be secured for departure and transport. Their arrival is far past due. Captains speak of the formation of a frigid malevolence that consumes the islands, and in their superstitions they vow that it is cursed. Hardened seafarers now divert days off course so as not to tempt its fate upon their vessels. With an abundance of caution and concern for my team, and admittedly insatiable curiosity which drives my enterprise, I implore your talent and aid in unraveling this mystery, seeing my team, their ship, and their discovery returned to the safety of civilized society. Should the danger of this endeavor outweigh the value of its completion, I trust in your judgment and grant you full authority to take necessary measures. It has taken exceptional efforts of persuasion to ensure your transport to the island, and convince a captain to remain in proximity for 2 days to enable your return. Return with my missing team, return with answers, and if possible, return with this undoubtedly valuable artifact. As always, compensation has been arranged and will be doubled when your performance exceeds expectations. The letter is signed Sir Tenenfold.
Royal Tenenfold.
So, off you depart. On a ship, takes 3 or 4 days to sail out to this uncharted island amidst all of this. As you sail out during this 4-day journey, you notice that the captain and crew become increasingly paranoid and worried as you get closer. Some of them seem reluctant to even press on this far. And you get the sense that this mission, as easy as it is for them, is testing their limits of courage and willingness to be in harm's way. They're not necessarily inspiring you with that can-do team attitude. As you finally draw near on the 4th day, you see out in the distance an island beset with a frigid halo of thin sea ice, seemingly crawling its way ever so slowly outward into the ocean. The northern side of the island juts aggressively upward in a craggy, pine-dabbled, rocky rise. You are informed that the ship that the expedition had traveled out on before, called the Promise, is likely anchored on the other side of the mountain, on the north side of the island. Or, as the captain would also like to remind you, probably sank to the depths. As you make what you believe to be your final approach, the ship comes up short, stopping about a mile off the coast, and a longboat is lowered unceremoniously into the water. Ladder is lowered down. You're handed 2 sets of oars, and the captain wishes you the best of luck, that they will return to this spot in 2 days' time for 1 hour. And if there's no sight of you then, they will leave. You climb down the ladder, seeing this somewhat bizarre-looking island out accessibly, but a bit of a row away. Strum up your courage, gather your belongings, and set to rowing. As you approach the island itself, each stroke of the longboat oars shatters through the icy crust of the coastal waters. First, like the the tapping of a spoon through the top of creme brulee.
Delicious.
Similes. Behind you, you look back and see that slowly the wake of ice that you've broken and disturbed begins to freeze over, swallowing your path as if you had never moved through it at all. After not too long, your boat finds purchase on the southern shore of the island. Light snow covers everything. Pine trees climb upwards to the foggy skies. Your breath fogs in the air, and without hesitation, the moisture from it freezes on your clothes and on your face. It is bitterly cold. It seems that though much of the afternoon could have remained, that night is closer at hand than perhaps you thought. A twilight upon the island. And for the first time, the four of you are alone with your thoughts on the beach. And this is where we will begin. Love runs cold.
It's very cold.
Mm.
Coming off of this, seeing how cold it is, I am going to use one of my infusions. I think. Why does it? Sorry, I'm getting used to the layout of a new character sheet, so apologies for my. Oh, it's probably in my equipment. I'm gonna do resistant armor, and choose it to be resistant to cold.
That seems like a prudent decision.
So that's one of my 3 for the day. Or I can have 3 total. If I ever go above 3, the first one I did drops down. So I'll make note of that. Okay. So Radiance kind of like shivers a little bit, pulls up her like shearling hood, because I assume that we prepared for this cold weather a little bit, and takes out she has this special vial that's kind of sparkling. She pulls it out, shakes it, does some somatic things through it. This light shines out and infuses back to her. It's kind of her alchemical supplies are her arcane focus, and that's kind of her special bottle, and tucks it back in and feels a little bit better. She goes to Kurata. Let me know if you need something, I guess.
The cold does not bother me.
Just
We're
sticks
always-
a hand up. The cold bothered me.
Maybe you should have worn more clothes.
I Ghost only have so many clothing.
I'm sure Sir Tenenbaum would have gotten you something.
Yeah. Extra pair of pantaloon. Groose is wearing 2 pairs of pantaloons.
All right. Also, one of the last things before you departed, the captain did hand you a list furnished to him by your benefactor of the expedition team itself. To summarize whom you would be looking for and their roles within it. Names there: Velgus, Beganath, male Triton, who's the leader of the team and also captain of the vessel, a sailor. Sydney Kendall, a human who is an appraiser and also one of the members of the sailing vessel. Arsek Nightman, a male dwarf who is the muscle of the team. Saria Gingolor, female elf, survivalist, ranger type. Peshin Razace, the male wizard arcanist, member of the team, and Beatrice Sothel, a female human historian and archaeologist. You do notice that their talents seem much more intellectually based than perhaps yours do, which perhaps shifts a bit in how your benefactor has perceived this situation has turned. As the day rolls more rapidly into night than perhaps you feel comfortable, the temperature does begin to drop, and with it, snowfall. A bitterly cold snow, light wind, and with it, you notice up on the side of the mountain itself, there's now something that wasn't there before, not but 15-20 minutes ago. Looks like a fire, some sort of beacon or signal. Smoke streams up, merging with the fog of the sky itself, as if something atop a very tall structure or tree perhaps has been set ablaze. What would you like to do?
This is a good idea.
Generally, if something's on fire, it's worth looking at.
As well as maybe finding some shelter for the goblin's pantaloons.
But not the rest of the goblin.
Well, I suppose they're a package deal.
It's true. Where the pantaloons go, Groose goes.
Right.
Very wise.
I'll lead. I will start heading towards the fire. I would also like to keep out an eye out as we move for any signs of other living creatures having moved through here recently, or any signs of people generally.
All right. Give me a perception check for your travels. It's easy enough. The island is not spectacularly large. You'd estimate it's probably
60.
It's about it. Yeah, about 60 feet in diameter. No, a few miles at most. So it's a fairly small island. And this rocky outcropping in the center is not a giant sort of like pinnacled mountain. More of kind of a collection of rocks that sort of plateaus off for quite a bit, and then at the very far end, the north end, does sort of form up into a little bit more of a peak itself. But it's by no means sort of like the pointed mountains that you see sort of like in Timor's backdrop there. So you're not like you're not
no looking. Hey,
climbing.
nope. Stop.
All right, 21. As you begin to progress out the hiking, snowfall is not, or the snow itself is not super deep. It's by no means something that you'd need snowshoes to go through. It does drift in some locations, but for now, the wind itself, at least in your location, seems quite light, and hence not drifted snow. You don't see birds, small animals. There's no tracks of any of these things. But as you begin to progress up the mountain, you do notice something that immediately strikes your eye. Some of the trees seem bent in and curled in around each other. They look like whatever has caused them to do this is also perhaps slowly strangling the life from them, as the branches where the twisted union is formed seem like their needles have been shed, and it seems like this deathing rot is slowly creeping from either side of them. These come immediately to your eye, as they're not common, but there are perhaps a half dozen of them in a half an hour of travel as you begin to ascend up. When you pass the last of these, sort of pausing and puzzling again over it, each one in its own kind of grotesque pattern, you hear through the silence the punctuated sound of a screaming female voice.
Can I pinpoint it?
It's coming from the direction that you are headed towards the fire.
Okay, moving faster.
All right. Thank you for topographically updating your background. All right. As you begin to traverse your way up faster and faster towards the towards the site of this, you sort of need to scurry up some more rocky slopes. It's a bit of a climb, but you do find yourself seeing that it is indeed the top of a mighty pine tree that is lit ablaze in some way. There's a soft sort of bluish glow coming from past it, and this is all up, but you look like you're about to reach kind of the plateau area of this outcropping, and you hear the scream again, and what sounds like breaking or cracking very faintly, and also joining in, you hear the sound of some sort of barking animal.
Warhammer.
Hearing barking,
Shield.
Roost will cast Mage Armor.
Real quickly, hey, Goose, can I see your sword real quick?
No, why?
I'll give it right back, I promise. I'm gonna make it shiny.
Okay.
All right. I grab her sword, start to incant over it, and I'm going to infuse it with Radiant Weapon. Sorry, Radiant Weapon is going to give it a +1 bonus to attack. Actually, you're going to be in charge of these stats now. So that's what I'm doing to your sword.
Okay.
Basically, +1 bonus, and it allows you to expend a charge on a reaction if you're hit.
Okay, wait. Continue. Let me read this and try.
Yeah, so that's your thing.
All right. So the oops, one of you is here.
Regains charges.
What are your passive perceptions, just out of curiosity?
15.
So,
15
question.
is the highest so far.
I don't know
13.
yet.
13. Okay.
14.
14. Okay, so 14, 15 is the highest. 15 and exceptional dark vision. It is now by all means dark out. The cloud cover has rolled in. It seems that whatever sun you thought you were going to have making your landfall sort of in early afternoon has not persisted, as if it's been pushed away by the weather or whatnot. But you do see, looking out, Karada, the edge of a lake and two hulking forms of very large, sort of like bear-sized wolves out sort of at the edge of this frozen area towards the lake itself. As you all approach, since you do not do so particularly stealthily, you do see them.
Kirata does not do stuff.
You do see them sort of slowly turn around, taking note of you, and you see these kind of piercing, almost icy blue eyes through it. Their white hide kind of almost has this like streaming dry ice like smoke coming off of it, and you get the sense that these creatures are probably beyond a common wolf. They growl at you a bit. You can see one of them has made its way out onto the ice about 10 feet or so, and is kind of like paws are out a little bit, and doesn't look like it's super happy with where it is, and it's kind of like slowly turning back. The other one on the shore, who seemed a little bit more tentative, has fully turned around towards you. You do hear, all of you, the sound of some splashing off in the darkness that you can't put a sound to, or a sight to the sound, rather. What would you like to do in this moment?
We're just gonna go on.
Oh, well, Kirata is going to start, like, immediately doing exactly what Georgia said and start, like, backing off, kind of, like, moving a bit away from the party and, like, banging her warhammer kind of against her shield to draw the wolves' attention. As she does so, she's going to say, Grist Radiance, go figure out who just fell in the lake. And
Grist is gonna nod and look up at Karate and go, dragons.
Probably not. And then just bang, bang, bang.
I'll go with Groost.
All right.
I will awkwardly wait for my instruction.
Keep an eye on both things. Make sure if they pull somebody out of the lake, make sure that person doesn't die.
Grist leans over to Radiance. What did she tell us to do?
Go get the splashing person.
Oh, splashing person.
Or animal.
Grist sort of hops from foot to foot through the snow.
All right. You should be able to. Does everyone have vision? And I think I double checked all of this and all of this.
You might have to update somebody because I changed races. I don't even know if I have dark vision.
Furbolgs don't.
No idea.
You currently don't have any dark vision anyway. You do see that there is some light on the map itself. That should provide a little bit of illumination, but the fire atop of the tree, which is over here, and then this sort of glowing campfire-like thing of an oddly blue, icy-colored flame in the center of this formation of rocks. It definitely looks like it maybe was a structure at some point, or was some sort of henge or something like that on the edge of this lake. And then looking out past this lake is quite large. It goes on for probably about half a mile in diameter, and then sort of on its periphery, in almost like a horseshoe, is the rocky cliffs that go up. So it would be very hard to, fully go around it without running into rocks and such.
Okay, I'm gonna go kind of like this way, and gesture for everybody else to go that way. This is a bad color for me to have. There we go. I'm gonna go that way. They're gonna go that way.
I'm gonna cast light because I don't know where anyone is.
Are we free to move on the map, or?
Yes. Just don't move more than like a turn's worth at a time.
Yeah. Sorry, just to clarify, this is like an iced over lake, yes?
The northern part of it is, yeah. You're on like ground and snow right now.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see the edge of the lake yet. You can maybe just barely. It sort of starts right there. You'll know it when you see it.
When you fall through it.
As you get
as you approach, the wolves do kind of like turn and start growling at you. They appear to not be super happy that you're here.
Well, that's unfortunate. But I would rather them growl at me. So I'm gonna keep moving this way. Gonna keep making a lot of noise. I'm gonna hope that they come this way and give the others an open path.
You're so far ahead. Wait.
As we get closer, can we see, like, is there anyone like kind of like, like trying to reach up out of the water, like flailing or whatnot?
If you can't see them on the map, you can't see them.
I will call back. There's somebody in the lake. What part of go the other direction did you miss? She just turns around and is like,
there's lots of directions to go in.
Wait a minute.
Go in the other one.
Is this it or that it?
So this here is the very top of a tree that seems to be ablaze. And as you crest up on this last rise, looking up, you have the best vantage point of it, Karada. You see that it is actually a skeleton that seems impaled up on a branch up on the very top of this pine tree. Sort of one of the branches is thrust very securely through its ribcage, and its arms are out to the side, and its legs are sort of spread, and the whole thing is on fire.
Do it the...
I'm not worrying about that right now. I'm just trying to intimidate some wolves.
Right.
How did they get it up there?
Intimidation
Hello.
roll for me, please.
I will do this. Can I sell you on a strength intimidation roll because I am trying to use my physicality to intimidate them?
Charisma intimidation.
Fuck.
Because you're not performing an act of strength to do this.
If you ripped a tree out of the ground.
Yeah, if you like pulled a
broke
tree
it
up
over
and
your
rip it
knee.
in half, yeah. All right.
8.
You do seem to have attracted the attention of this. It starts barking at you and begins to move into a run. And I'm going to need all of you to roll initiative, please.
Wait. Okay, I will. Mm-hmm. Bloop.
Nope.
No, my Beyond 20 is turned off. Okay. Let's do this.
And you do notice in all of this, you see just sort of the arms of the person in the ice and the head, and occasionally the arms slip and the head goes underwater. Whomever or whatever this is very much struggling in the ice at the moment. And you guess that if you want to prevent them from sinking down below the ice, it will likely take a bit of urgency on your part. All right.
All over it, boss.
Scorching ray. Oh wait.
I think less ice would probably help in this situation.
Bruce.
Okay, fireball then.
You see that the wolves are beginning to spring into action here, and you are the first to kind of, perhaps rightfully so, become skittish at these large bear-sized beasts trampling down at you.
So are they running? What like direction are they poised to run in? Like are they both heading this way?
This one looks like it's running at Karada. This one looks like you don't think it could fit through these things without that. So it looks like it is kind of headed around this way. That was the one on the left was the one that was sort of, it's just managed to like get off the ice and like from doing its like weird like bow-legged thing. So it just sort of now caught its composure and looks surprisingly more menacing than adorable now.
I believe the stream cannot see even the little we do.
Now they can.
Bruce is gonna like sort
Hey,
of
guys,
lean
go.
over to Radiance. Being eaten is my one weakness. Goodbye.
Stairs.
And Bruce is gonna shuffle off this way towards the bigger people and fire off. I'm pretty sure he can still like fire off like a firebolt through there.
Yeah, it will have cover through there, but yeah.
It would have had cover anyway back here. I think.
Yeah.
So let's just do that.
All right. Shooting off through there, the firebolt impacts, sort of sizzling out on one of the sides of the stones there, and just sort of hits into it. Some of the ice snow falls off of it.
Notably, anytime Goose shoots out a firebolt, so skinny and small as he is, it seems to shoot him back a foot or two.
Enough.
Still within the 5-foot square.
Still within the 5-foot square.
Any other?
Reach down and brace the back of you. Hold on there, little guy.
you soccer mom him.
Mm. Whoa.
Too much energy in that firebolt.
Anything else?
Nothing else.
All right, Radiance, you are up.
All right, I am gonna move right here. I'm gonna cast levitate on that thing in the ice to pull it up.
All right. still 65 feet away, so just check ranges and such.
Oh, so sorry. I fixed it on my other computer, not this one. So I'm gonna raise it as high as I can, so 20 feet up. And then on my other turns, I can.
You may have to get a little closer.
What is the range?
It's 60 feet. Range.
You're currently 65 feet away.
Oh, wait a minute, it's up there?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought this was it, so that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Barely.
In your vision,
Okay.
you cannot see it where you're standing right now.
All right, but I could hear it at least.
Yeah. But it says choose an object that you can see within range. So
Sure. Yeah.
you should be getting
So,
closer.
Not to.
So until you can see the icon in your view,
Okay. All right. I will move though.
you have movement, so you can.
Yeah. Too.
Your dark vision is 60 feet, right?
Correct. Oh,
So
now I can see a face.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm
That's
gonna-
probably you're there, so you can do that.
Okay. I will levitate
All right.
that.
And you see a female figure sort of being plucked out, arms sort of falling almost not lifelessly, but just exhaustedly at her side, wearing furs that are just absolutely drenched, and you can see that it's very quickly starting to freeze as the head kind of sloughs down, but the figure has been lifted and is now like hovering up over the whole 20 feet in a very very odd, like sort of
I also picture
probably unconscious way.
You know, in the last Thor movie where he's like rotating around, like it just like, or like basically,
yeah.
like So like I levitated it, but it's just the sheer like it's just rotating. I'm not rotating her, but it's just rotating. Like anyway, up there, and I'd be like, I think I got one of them, and I'm like holding, her up. So, but I gotta concentrate on this. All right, holding her up.
All right, and please mark off a concentration-ness
Will do.
on your
Will do.
thing. And Curata de Artery, you are up.
Okay.
Jesus.
I am gonna move up to this wolf. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna turn towards to everybody else and be like, "None of you take instructions well," and then I will run towards the wolf.
I can't see anything.
And then I will take 2 Warhammer strikes.
All right, you do just see the edge of the wolf. There.
I do, but I'm not admitting to that.
Yeah. All right, go ahead and make some attack rolls for me, please.
Okie dokie.
24 will definitely hit it.
8. I'm doing it one-handed. 8 points of bludgeoning damage, which is considered magical.
All right. Accounted
then-
for.
Another one. 22.
2 will also hit.
Only 6.
All right, for another 6, as you make 2 solid strikes into this, you feel it is a very solid creature. You're definitely connecting, and it's taking the full brunt of it, but it's big. Sort of growls,
Big boy.
growls at you, and as it does, you can just see this sort of smoky, cold, ephemerally float out of the sides of its fangs. It's a slight glowing in its mouth.
That seems like an area of effect. Okay. I will end my turn.
Tergum, as you see Karada go into the light brush there.
Okay. This blue font of stuff, is that the start of the lake? This here?
The start of the lake is up past the wolf, so you kind of wouldn't be able to see. You'd just be able to see the edge of it. It's a very distinct transition. So that is more like it's almost like a campfire, but instead of flame, it's just blue, almost magical like fire.
Then I would like to maybe approach it and see what happens. So I slowly, tentatively get closer. Oh, look, wolves. Wait. Oh. Was this considered within 5 feet? Not that it matters. But I'd like to use a dispel magic.
All right.
On it.
You'll need to be one step closer to like do it. It's kind of like, just think of it as like it's not perfect in one square, but yeah, there you go. All right.
Okay, and I will do that here with the clicking of the casting.
Alright, and I think I'm gonna have you make a roll. Let me just refresh my mind on the any spell of 3rd level or ends for each spell 4th level or higher. An ability check, DC equals 10 plus spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends. Alright, so I will need a check, please.
So that is just a...
No, go ahead and just, Casey, before you say it's successful, I just want to know. Like, I want to see the roll and then see if I can add something to it.
Okay, so this is a wisdom wisdom ability check, correct? And that is all? No proficiency? Is that correct?
It is a spell ability check.
For me, wisdom.
Yeah. Wait, no, this is dispel, not detect. Dispel. Yeah, DC equals 10 plus the spell's level for 4th level or higher. So we will see.
Oh, I clicked it, but I clicked wrong because I can do that pretty well. I rolled really well though.
All right.
And
Okay.
feel good about it.
All right, and with that, you do see that the fire itself sort of blinks out and fades down. One thing you did notice being close to it is the fire itself didn't give off any heat. It did give off light, as you might assume a fire would, but there was no warmth or heat radiating off of it.
From this ice cold looking flame, yeah.
Yeah, and then so it kind of recesses back down, and you can see that underneath it, since you're emitting light now, what you would imagine normally would be logs or something are sort of like long since burnt and kind of, there's no fuel left in these, but they are kind of lightly dusted over in snow. So there was once a fire here.
So cinders or the remnants of a fire.
There was remnants of that. And your passive is 14, I believe.
My passive is 14 and remains so, as I am not proficient in perception as a cleric.
Okay. You do also notice that in the stones that are arranged in a circle, there does appear to be sort of arcane markings around on them in general.
Oh, well then.
In a perimeter. They just catch your eye. There's nothing you notice particularly about them. Just once the fire is gone and not distorting that, you see them more clearly.
I would like to make sure it doesn't just reignite by kicking some stuff, so I'll trot over it with the remainder. I've used 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be 5. I'll just, make sure there's no magic circle, unless, of course, I am now in it and can't leave.
Yeah, the arcane things itself are written on them. They're on the rocks that are kind of stacked up there, so you can kind of kick them around if you would like.
Worship a god next time. And then my last bit of movement will be to that and say, I still see no creature needs. Where is it?
Look in the air.
Yeah, I will say that you can
awfully
probably
dark out.
Yeah, you can probably just make out the silhouette of something now that it's kind of like almost up against the sky that you're trying to distinguish it.
Do you mean that wisp of other colored darkness over that way? I'm done.
All right.
It's like spinning like meat on a pit.
Tergoom is done. It is the Winter Wolf's
spit?
turn. This first one here near you, Karada, reels back and exhales a mote of cold out in your direction. So this is going to be a cold breath. And I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh boy. Hold on a second. Actually, I can do this here. 17.
All right, that does succeed. So you'll take half of 48. So 9 points of cold damage from this.
Okie dokie.
This wolf is going to move 5 to there. It's going to sort of squeeze through very awkwardly in here. Just it's gonna get stuck and like thrashes all about, making quite a bit of fuss, and sort of tumbles head over heels and plops itself out there using all of its thing. And as it sort of clambers back up, it as you say good boy to it, it sort of like grins with its teeth and perks up a little bit, and then out comes in a 15
bad boy
in a 15-foot cone. So this will be both Radiant and Tergoon. Another breath of cold at it. So dex saves for both of you.
Well, suffice it to say, I have failed.
Okay. I got 1 second.
Are we taking the median as it says 18 without actually being
Oh,
a roll?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna roll it. It's just what the ability
Although
says.
we did get exactly the median last time.
Oh, I
Okay.
see.
There's a potential. If I fail it, I might do my Flash of Genius thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know what the criteria is because it says it there. So.
Yeah. So you said Dex, right?
Dexterity saving throw, DC 12. All right, that's a
All right.
success.
I also
So
unfortunately
you will
need-
take half of this. So, Tergoom, you take 12. Radiance, you take 6. Cold
I'm down.
damage.
No.
Would I technically take 3 because of my armor? My cold.
If you are resistance, you would take 3. Yes,
Okay, great.
but that will be a concentration check. Unfortunately,
thing.
on that.
Which I might add my thing to. No, I don't need to. All right,
Okay.
great.
Success. All right. As you are able to step behind the stones there, most of the breath goes by you, your armor absorbing some of the rest of it, so it's only sort of a little
I took the brunt.
nip of the cold as
I-
Tergoom provided plenty of cover there. You step a little to your left behind there and kind of catch your breath, and as you do, you see it for the first time. Out in the bushes, in a position that looks like a creature about to pounce.
It's a goblin. Oh wait, that's.
It
I'm
looks
sorry.
It looks like the wolves, but twisted, emaciated. It has spines coming out of the back of it. Its eyes are seemingly glowing, catching some of the light of this fire. It doesn't look healthy. It looks like some sort of abomination of nature. And you can see as it lowers down its haunches, about to trample in towards you, its tail comes up back behind. And you can see not the tail of a beast that you would expect, but more of the tail of a scorpion, as it has managed to
What is
stay...
it with you and wolves, darling?
I like wolves. This isn't actually a wolf, but
Well,
If you
clearly,
ser-
because it has a scorpion tail.
if you search for like winter things, there aren't all that many things. So
No, it's good.
5,
It's good. It's just funny.
10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, good. You can get in there.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do the other wolves seem to be reacting to this thing? Are they like, hell yeah, this is our buddy, or is it more like, oh god, what is this thing?
They don't seem to react to it all that much, so you get the sense that it's something that is at least familiar to them. This initiative has already been rolled. I'm just doing it to put it on the order. Boop. All right, and it is going to make one bite attack and one stinger against you. So it.
Hold on a second. Did we just pass the end of the wolf's turn?
Yes.
There was something I wanted to do at the end of the wolf's turn.
Okay.
I would like to do this. Nope. That.
Ends with 30. Use your reaction to evoke the rune to force. Unless it succeeds, it's charmed by you for 1 minute. While charmed in this way, at a speed of 0 and is incapacitated, sending into dreamy stupor. So you're targeting the one next to you.
Yes, and she kind of reaches down and
So
like
you
brushes a
could
hand across one of her
target
runes.
either of them.
I'm gonna do the one next to me.
All right, and so that's a wisdom save for that.
That is a wisdom save, a DC 14.
All right, 12.
So no.
So this one is incapacitated. And charmed.
Indecapitated.
Indecapitated.
All right. Repeats saving throw at the end of each of its turns. Okay. So back to the other wolf's turn. I think
I'd like to do that on this wolf, this Scorpo wolf.
Okay.
It will have disadvantage on its attack roll.
Interpose divine light between yourself and the attacking enemy. When you are attacked by a creature within 30 feet of you,
Oh,
they can see.
does that say me?
Yeah, I think it's just.
Ah! I thought I could do it.
You
I'm
can use
sorry.
your action to impose.
I think
yeah, and
about
so it says when you are attacked, so it has to be attacking you.
Yeah. Reading
Yeah.
fundamental something.
I appreciate it though.
So the bite is a 20. The attack roll was already rolled above the stone rune thing.
Was it?
On
Yeah.
Radiance.
That hits.
All right, so that's 17 points of piercing damage from that, and then it's going to swing in with the tail stinger back behind. And does a 13 hit you?
It does not.
All right, the tail stinger swinging, striking the stone next to you.
Okay, I'll do my con save. I'm going to use my Flash of Genius, which is if when you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or a saving throw, you can use your reaction to add +5 to the roll.
All right, so that brings you above, I think, right? Yep.
It
so
does,
that
yeah.
will maintain concentration. No splish splash as of yet. That
So
will-
like she just like takes the hit, but like winces, but like no, I got it. I'm smart enough. That's what that means, right?
Yep. All right, Groost, you are up as you see this other creature emerge, stalking forward.
Bruce, getting a bit agitated at the seeing of another large beastie, is going to start singing uncomfortably to himself, and is going to enter his Goblin Blade song.
What does the Goblin Blade song sound like?
My name is Glust, I am a goblin. There's a big thing with a big sting. I am scared, please someone save me. Oops, it's me, gotta save myself. I charge in, let's go save this person. Oh my god, someone stop me singing.
Fair enough.
So Goose will charge in.
I will give you inspiration for your blade song.
Thank you. I will make a rapier attack.
All right, at advantage.
24.
24 definitely hits.
8 points of damage.
All right, 8 is accounted for.
And will then do another one
All right.
of a booming variety. 19.
Still at advantage. 19, I believe, still hits. Yeah, these things don't have that. So, and then the extra damage is only applied if it moves, right?
No. Because this is past level 5, it deals 1d8 damage on hit, and an
Oh, they
extra
changed
D8
it.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, an extra d8 damage if.
So 17 total.
I'm sorry, don't hit me back. No. Ah! Goose is gonna run away 10 more feet.
All right.
Goose has mobile.
Okay, so yeah, I figured you'd have something. All right, easy enough. As you smash it, it sort of reels around, looking at you.
Oh, wait. So wait. Get the other one.
All right. And Radiance, you are up as you hear Groose gallivanting around.
All right, I would like to move. So what I can do while I'm still concentrating on levitate is I can move that the levitated thing. Hang on, let me just make sure I've got this right. I'm gonna display it again. Not rolling. God damn it. All right. I can change. Otherwise, you can use your action to move the target, which must remain within the spell's range. So what I'm gonna do is move it. Let's move it here.
So how far can you move it?
I can move it 60 feet within the range of the spell. Oh, sorry, that's me. Picked up me. So it's so I want to move it
these
here.
Are so hard to read, like 3 words per line.
I know. I'm so sorry. It's the very last 2 lines.
If you make the chat like wider, it helps slightly.
I can't, unfortunately, because I have 8 million things open.
Yeah. But it's the last bit of it.
So you move it 60 feet or something?
Correct. So I
can't for life of me find it, but that's fine.
I'm triangulating, so moving it here, like so. Well, actually, do I have to move it like in a straight line to me, or can I move it like diagonally down?
I mean, you can. What does it say? You can change the target's altitude by up to 20 feet in either direction on your turn. If you are the target, you can move up or down as part of your move. Otherwise, you can use your action to move the target, which must remain within the spell's range.
So if I move it like.
So wait,
here,
you can move it.
Only up and down.
I think you can only move it up and down.
To move the target, that 60 feet makes no sense then.
But I don't. Where does it say 60 feet?
Sorry, it's not in the display card. My range and area is 60 feet.
That's for the initial casting.
Levitate. I'm just gonna get it.
Yeah, I don't think you can move it. You can only move it up or down.
Spell can levitate a target. Unwilling creature. Target can move only by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach. You can change the target's altitude by up to 20 feet in either direction on your turn.
Otherwise, you can use the action to move the target, which must remain within the spell's range.
Otherwise, you can use the.
That's a good point.
But then it doesn't. See that, but it doesn't say how far. So you could theoretically move it almost 120 feet if you moved it from where it is to like 60 feet the other way. Yeah, I'll say you can move it. Sure.
All right, then I
feel like that's like missing an explanation of how far you can move it, but.
Well, I was
maybe in the next book they release, they'll fix the spells.
Right. All right, so I want to get it to a point of like relative safety. So then I guess here, if it's that, or if we want to stay within the 60 feet. Of God damn it.
Yeah, I'll say you can move it up to 60 feet as an action.
All right, so then let's move it here. Yeah.
I'm just showing you where 60 feet is. So
yeah, it's okay. We'll do it here.
Keep in mind this is like another 10 feet of elevation. So if you were to move it like out here, it would then be 30 feet off the ground. Because this does kind of slope up to get to where you've been.
Sage advice doesn't allow, if you care.
I'm fine with it. I mean, it's consuming an action to do it, so.
Yep.
It's just really, like, why is that last line there if you can only move it
up and down?
Up and down. It's
right.
Fine. We'll do it now and then figure it out later.
Okay. And that's all right.
What were you gonna say?
I was just going to argue the mechanics is otherwise. So if you're the target, you can move up and down as part of your move. Otherwise, you have to use your action to move the target, which must remain within the spell's range. So if you move too far away, you cannot move it. It's not the best wording, but I do get it, sort of.
Okay. All right. Oh, kitten. No, we're not going to take that action. I am going to.
So you got bonus action and movement left.
Yeah. Don't have many spells that are bonus action. Sorry, I was so focused on that I lost track of everything else. I am going to just swing. Is this just being underneath a tree? Right?
Yeah, you
Like,
can't
that's
go like one more. Like this
Okay.
one is the trunk, but
All right, I'm gonna swing back there. And yeah, that's it.
Karada, you
Okay.
are up.
Okay. Moving here. Is that going through difficult terrain?
You gotta show me how you're going. You can't follow that exact path.
I
because
can't go in a straight.
Well, you'd be running into rocks and stuff.
Yeah. So that means I can only go to here.
Yeah, it's not difficult terrain, but you gotta go into squares that don't have things in them.
Okay. God, I'm so slow. How do people survive not only being able to move 30 feet around?
30 feet movement.
30 feet movement. Gonna go there. Gonna complain a lot. And
As a
then
reaction.
as a reaction. And then I'm going to...
It's a reaction. If you're dissatisfied with your movement speed, you can complain a lot.
And I will do that. And then I guess, as much as it pains me, I will dash and get up to here.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
Alright. Tergoom.
Did this creature wake up after its turn was over?
It hasn't gone again yet.
Oh.
It will make a wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn.
I do understand. Well, seeing as that I can tell that it is kind of slumbery, correct? Yep. I will utilize suppose we'll go with this. Let's start off big. This is my channel divinity Radiance of the Dawn.
Ooh. As an action, present your holy symbol. Any magical darkness is dispelled. Additionally, each hostile creature within 30 feet of you must make a con save or take some radiant damage.
I don't know if it's hostile or not, if it's sleepy. It may affect it. I'll leave it up to Casey.
Yeah, I will roll that it is. It being incapacitated it's still hostile to you. It just can't take actions or reactions. Within 30 feet, so that should be everything. Yep. So that's con saves. We'll start with the incapacitated winter wolf. Con save coming at you for the top right one. 11.
My DC is 15.
All right, the one next to you, 11 again, and the big baddie does have proficiency in con saves, 26.
Nope, that fails.
All right, so what is that?
It is when I click this button, and half if they made their save.
Okay, so half for the save, so 12 to each of these. Minus 12.
I hope that doesn't wake up Wolf Wolf.
Minus 12.
That's not how it works. It only gets to save at the end of its turn.
All right.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's freaking crazy.
Pretty good for a charm.
That's amazing for a charm. Mostly damage break stuff. And then I shall move this way, lest I get flanked quickly. And say, bad dog. I do have a bonus action. I can't see everyone else's hit points, and also my hit points got messed up too.
Yours aren't
it
on
was-
there.
Mine were showing my fighters, the one that previous. So
Does that fix it for you?
it shows. Yeah, it shows my own.
I can't see
Um,
anybody else's.
So I guess a quick question would be: is everyone damaged, or is anyone damaged?
Did they
I am.
remove those?
And I am
options?
too, but not a lot.
I'm at 47.
Oh, they changed where
67.
that option is.
All right, so I'm gonna wait then for my healing word, mass word. I'll just hang out. I'll be done.
I think you should be able to start seeing each other's now.
I can now see your
Yeah.
radiances.
Yeah.
Well, I see bars, no numbers, but I
They-
like it.
They changed
Bars is
perfect.
better than.
Bars is better.
text overlay. Oh, visible to everyone. Okay, I can fix that if you want the numbers too.
No, I like the bars only. Perfect.
All right.
You look about 74%ish.
All right. Is the Winter
Almost
Wolves'
loaded.
turn? We'll do the save for the one there. It's a wisdom save or con save? Wisdom.
It is a wisdom save at the end of its turn.
Okay. Well, it ends its turn.
Okay.
12.
At 12 is a failure.
All right. The one next to you is going to make. It is going to. Why don't you roll a d6 for me, Taylor?
No. Okay, well.
See if its breath recharges.
No whammies, big bucks. Pretty
Alright.
confident that it's
Does not,
okay.
yeah.
But you never know. Sometimes it's like, charges on a 2.
And it
Oh, no.
snaps out at you, not connecting with anything, getting a mouthful of snow in the process. All right, that will do it for its turn. Shisuva is going to continue attacking you, Radiance, as it seems.
Did this creature take the damage, like, extra specially? I was just wondering, since it looks undeadish.
Nothing extra.
No,
It
alright, just
took the
wondering.
damage fine there. 16 from its bite.
That's a hit.
All right. 33 piercing damage. Whew, what a roll.
Woof.
That was
Woof.
an 8, a 9, an 8, and a 4 on 40.
I can definitely see your bar changing.
All right. And it will attack you with a tail stinger.
I am going to impose disadvantage. It doesn't matter. But I
Right.
use my reaction to impose disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage has been imposed. It's a 24. Can you make a
Is that a
concentration
resource
check?
you just get to?
I dropped it
Protection. Fighting
When I
style.
drop the.
Sorry.
What?
It's
So con save to see if you.
Die.
Well, first con save for concentration on the bite attack, the 33. So that's a DC of 16.
What am I concentrating on?
The levitation
Levitate.
spell.
Oh, sorry. I thought I brought her down.
And it dies.
Did you just spell levitation?
I meant to say that. I'm sorry if I didn't. I'm not super worried about it though because they float gently to the ground. So, but I will take that concentration save. Regardless. So, like I took the icon off, but it's fine.
All right. So maintain concentration, and then tail stinger has hit. So you take 11 points of piercing from the tail, and I need a con save against the poison effect.
I might use my flash of whatever. Well, wait a minute. You just gave me 13, right? 13. Normal. Okay. So I'm down to 1. I am going
So
to
you're not
add
using
my-
it? Or you are?
hang on. I was doing the damage first, and
Okay.
then. Okay. I am going to use my flash of genius to add 5 to that roll.
Okay, so you are not paralyzed.
Wow.
That's genius.
You are really smart.
All right, Groost, you are up.
Just sort of gonna awkwardly slide back over.
I like how this is gonna be our last episode.
And
Why?
Like a warm
Jab.
blanket.
so I forgot to do this last time, but this roll is at +1.
Okay.
22.
2 will hit.
And damage is also +1.
12 points of damage. Very nice.
And another boom boom.
All right.
26.
26 will hit.
And 18
18.
points of damage.
All right. Very nice.
Going to go ahead and go away. Goodbye.
All right.
Good luck.
Stabbing in, you pull in, and as you kind of pull your rapier out, this sort of large section of its flesh kind of tears away with it. It's not looking nearly as robust as it was before. Definitely bloodied. Anything else?
Nope. He'll just
Alrighty.
start verse 2 of his song.
You are up just barely.
Oh God. All right. I am going to cast. Oh no! Wait a minute. It just did poison damage to me. Okay, I'm gonna cast, let's do a firebolt on it, and I'm gonna use my, like, special vial, like, I gasp and I pull it out, and, it's a 15.
All right, it's at disadvantage because you are next to it. It's a ranged attack.
Yeah.
Of course, okay.
All right, so let's see. 15
then-
does hit it.
15 does hit. Okay, great. And then it also it gets a +5 bonus to one roll of the spell then that roll must restore hit points or damage roll that deals acid, fire, or necrotic. So it's going to be it's going to add 5 points to the 9 points there.
So 14 points of fire.
Yeah.
All right. Fire is striking into it.
Sorry.
You do notice the fire itself doesn't quite get as far through the icy hide as you would imagine. This creature is sort of living cold almost, so it's resistant to that damage. Does go through, but at about half the efficacy that you thought for 7 damage. Or 5 damage. 4 damage.
Okay.
damage.
And then as a bonus action, I am going to cast Healing Word on myself.
All right.
And there's no like once per turn thing, so I also think I get to add a +5 to that using my alchemical savant.
Whenever you cast a spell during your as a spell cast, are you using your
Healing.
alchemist supplies as your focus?
Yes.
And
Because I
does
pulled
that
it out from
So you have what do you currently have in your hands?
my vial.
Okay, so you have it in hand. You gain a +5 bonus to one roll of the spell. That roll must. So yeah, I guess you can use it multiple times.
Okay. Yeah, because I pulled it out for the
Okay.
thing, and then yeah. All right, so I get
11
16
healing.
points back.
Well, I see 6 points of healing plus 5 alchemical for
Oh,
11.
it added it already. Oh no.
Yeah.
In that case, that 9 points of damage is 9. That points above. Sorry, I didn't realize it did it for me.
Yeah, I accounted for it correctly.
Okay,
That's fine.
great. Okay, so then I take 11 points. That's
11
still
points
better.
of healing. It's a pretty good healing word.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. And then I am done.
Kurata, you are up.
Okay. I will take 2 Warhammer attacks.
Alright.
23. 12 points of bludgeoning. Second. Only an 18.
Alright. Is this magical? Or no?
It is, yes.
Okay. And 18 will hit. These are big, unarmored beasts. They're 8.
8. And then, just for fun, I'm gonna action surge.
Alright. Consume
Where
all
is
the
that?
resources right at the first fight. I like it.
And take 2 more.
Alright.
14.
14 will just hit.
9.
Alright.
And
will
a
hit.
20. An unnatural 20. Another 10.
Wait, hold on.
Bad puppy.
Stop it.
So there, and 10 more. It is looking very, very much near death at this point, as you just smash into it again and again, sort of dislocating its jaw, legs being broken, parts shattering off of it, sort of like ice. Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it.
Tergum, you are up, as Corona behind you is just slamming over and over again into this other one.
Good. I mean, good. Well, this one here seems like it's still trying to gnash at me, so I don't like that. So I would like to try the following first level spell upon it. $16 to hit with a inflict wounds
16
for
will-
really terrible necrotic damage.
Will hit, and damage will go through. Rotting away part of its fur.
And I say to you, it wasn't as effective as I wanted it to be. But in case the others show up, I will move, or the other one wakes up, I will move here and bonus, anything? Done.
Alright. Wisdom saved the end of the other one's turn. 19. This one is now
19 is a success.
free. And lovely. And then the one by you, Tergum. Can you roll me a d6, please?
You stop that. It's my trick. You picked the wrong person.
Excellent. It will make a bite attack against you.
Before
For
you make that roll, I'm
Okay.
noticing that you're rolling with advantage, disadvantage. If you already rolled, you've rolled.
yes.
Next time announce it so I can maybe react to it.
It is attacking. You can react if you want.
I would have imposed disadvantage.
Okay.
With the following, which is a resource. Reaction. It's the warding flare I tried to use on someone else.
Okay.
I'll click
so
it once.
At disadvantage is a 12.
Right. That's it.
All right. That will do it for their turn. It is Big Baddie's turn. It's going to lash out at you with its tail stinger, swinging back around. Radiance. Does a 10 hit you?
No.
And then with its bite, 25.
Yes.
So 19 points.
I can't
of
believe you
piercing
named
there.
this thing Shoe. Okay.
I am down.
All right. This thing looks like it may potentially start tearing into Radiance's fallen body on the next turn. Groost, you are up.
Bruce is gonna dart back forward.
Oh, the goblin didn't flee. Oh.
No.
Oh, hang as a point, so levitate when it ends, gently floats down.
Falls aggressively onto the rocks. Got it.
It was all part of my trick play. I'm really back for more. Critical hit.
All right. That will hit. All right. And with 19 points of damage, you jab through, stabbing in, expecting to find a little bit more resistance. Your hand and then your full arm stab completely into this thing, and you jab your
body, you get
rapier
enveloped.
through, sort of through the back of its rib cage all the way up into its head. Kind of takes you a second to wiggle your arm out, but with that,
Are you stuck, little
collapses.
man?
Help me! What? Just like with the arm stuck inside, trying to wriggle up, gonna lift the other hand up and like shoot off a firebolt at
So
this one here.
firebolt is a action.
Because of this.
Okay, so it's just your extra attack you use a cantrip
Yeah.
for. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, it will have some cover, but only half
It's
cover. 10
Never
will not
mind.
Your
have
race is
unfortunately.
wizard? Wait a minute.
All the people on Reddit are doing it. It's just, it's the best build.
I'm a wizard.
I'm a wizard.
All right, Radiance, a death saving throw, please.
Going to move.
After movement.
I believe you would say I'm a wizard, not a goblin. Wait, what?
Excellent. So pleased to note one failure. We're off
Yep.
to a swimming start here. Karada, you are up. Radiance is down.
You did tank
I see
everything
that.
very well, though. Good job.
5, 10, 2 Warhammer strikes,
All right. 23 hits.
10 points, 18, 12 points, and then bonus action, first level healing word on Radiance
All right.
when I find where the spells live on this sheet.
Anything else?
Casting the spell healing word.
Targoon,
There
you're
it
up.
goes. 5 points of healing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
As I was like, well, just take my job. That's fine.
It's my job.
Well, I will toll the dead this one here,
All right.
since I didn't do well before. So the close
16.
one, by the way. I'm not even going to roll, so it is saved.
Okay. Fair enough.
I was just hovering over display when you're like, no. Then I will go. The other one's awake. Could you switch spots with me? Great, thank you.
All right. Good.
That's it.
And Karada, can you roll for the one next to you?
Yep,
Don't you dare, Dora. Thank you.
I shan't.
All right. Do.
Also, if it attacks Terragum, I'm gonna impose disadvantage on it.
Okay.
I was also thinking about doing that.
Well, mine isn't a resource though. I can just do it.
5, 10, 15.
Oh god. Okay, it's coming for us. Maybe.
Going for the
Oh,
body.
now, well, now
What
that
are
you
doing?
say it, there is a delicious body right there. No, wolves are. All right.
They don't like popsicles.
And this one is going to exhale its cold breath.
These
at
icy winter
the
wolves.
two of you. So this is
Dex
deck saves from both of you.
You with your saving throws.
Yep. That's gonna be a no on me.
I made the first.
All right. So, okay, roll for that. 17 points of cold damage from that one.
8. If I made it. 8.
And you notice that the
My
breath
hit
does
points aren't updated.
extend, hitting the other one, but the other one appears to just sort of enjoy it.
Minty fresh.
A big red freshness sucks right through it. All right, so that's its action. The other one is going to lunge out at you, Kurata. Are you intending to do anything?
I can't do any. I can't impose disadvantage for myself.
Anyone
I can only do it for
intending
other
to do
people.
anything to this?
Nope.
All right, so this is at advantage because it has pack tactics. So critical.
Yeah, the
hits.
critical will hit. Yeah.
It clomps down in. I need a strength save from you.
Okie dokie.
And you take 16 points of piercing damage, and see if you can get. And you
I'm fine.
manage to not be knocked prone, but you do take the 60 points. That will end their turn. Shuva is dead, and Groost, you are up.
It is I, Ghost. And green flaming rapier blade.
All right.
24.
24 will hit.
So it does 10 points of damage. And also, let me click this so I remember exactly what it does.
Leaps
And it
to the
also
next one,
leaps to the next one
and does
and does this much.
7 more to that one. Excellent.
And now, oh, and I meant to do, I should have done this anyway. This is just the regular first attack.
So the second attack now.
Second attack now, but it should be first and then second, but I don't think
24,
it matters.
5 onto that one.
6 points, 6 points.
6. All right. The one here is looking pretty bad shape. This one looking a little bit better.
And going to hop back here.
All right.
Skitter goblin.
Radiant, you are down but conscious.
All right, I'm going to stand up. Get up, stand up. Sorry.
Threw my hands up.
Oh shoot, I can't. Okay. I'm going to pull out my special vial again. Shake it, use it as my arcane focus, line it up, and cast a ray of sickness against this one. Sorry, this one.
Okay.
And
Is that an attack roll or a?
it's an attack. I believe it's an
yeah, it's an attack roll.
attack roll.
It does have a save.
So I hit it for
What is this?
9. Or I mean, I used
Wait, I see a con save and then a
damage
attack
roll.
Well, no, it's Ray of Sickness.
that was the attack was a 9.
But what is the save for?
The save is if I hit.
Against the poison damage from
Right.
Oh, well, 9 does not hit.
Right, 9 does not hit.
Spell ranged attack, yeah. The damage happens and then
And then there's
poisoned
the save.
effect is the attack roll.
Right.
Save.
The save, gotcha.
We didn't know what the AC was, did we?
9 does not hit.
Okay, yeah. I'm just, oh, it's ability check. Never mind. I can't use slash. All right, I used that though. Didn't do well. But I'm gonna move my half speed here because I used it back here. All right, I'm gonna move there.
All right.
Okay.
Karada, you are up.
Okie dokie. I will hit the wolf.
All right. I like the positive attitude. You
I will
definitely
hit the wolf.
Yes.
11?
Big
Yes,
thumbs up
correct.
from Bruce.
That is my savage critical.
So that's already added in, right?
Yes. Hold on, let me just check. Sorry, there's new
That's
character, a lot
Yeah,
of things
yeah.
that I don't usually do.
No, that looks like it's
That is
working.
correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Okay,
right?
that is enough.
That's a half orc thing,
That
right?
is enough to crush
Yeah.
through that one.
Yeah.
Pronounced hork.
Leaving one left.
Yes. I guess technically it's called savage attack, but whatever. And then I will turn around and I will hit the other one.
All right.
24.
Nice.
10 points of bludgeoning
All right,
damage.
that does hit that one. It sort of winces out and makes that sort of like sound as you strike it, and it looks like it is perhaps turning away from you.
I just like spin the warhammer around and just go. You can feel free to fuck off anytime.
No.
Okay, fine, I will.
Not you.
All right, Tergum.
I fuck off.
Understood.
I also cast a Cure Wounds on this very damaged character.
Excellent.
I accept. Thank you.
And I
Anything
look
else?
back and realize my bonus actions are not all that great. So
Clerics usually aren't.
I have a few. I feel like maybe I should save something. I don't know.
That was
Then
such a
I will
shitty
take the
crit.
rest of my move to go 1, 2, and think, I wonder if that body is okay. Laying in the snow, all wet and pneumoniatic.
All right. With that,
That's my turn.
the wolf winces out from being struck, seeing Tergum move down away from it. It seizes an opportunity and is going to hop out in this direction.
I will
Nope.
take that attack of opportunity.
Okay,
Bad puppy.
17.
17 will hit it.
13 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right. It stumbles a bit, but remains. So that's 5, 10, 15. It's going to use its action to grapple this as it grabs her in its jaws, seemingly taking its dinner and running away. So that was 15. So it will move.
Drop that! You drop that! You drop that right now!
So 15, that's 25, 35, and then 45 to there as it begins to try to make its way away from all of you down this slope, looking like it has no appetite to continue fighting, but would like its evening meal.
So, which of this is difficult terrain?
None of it is for the wolf.
None of it. Okay. In
These,
that case-
these rocks are difficult terrain for you. For the wolf, there.
Oh, well, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So all of this is okay.
Anything that's more than half rocks is difficult terrain.
Okay. Bruce is going to dash at light speed.
Wait, did you go through the trees? Oh, under. You're tiny.
Bruce is very small. And Bruce will dash. Because of mobile, which I will click. Difficult terrain does not matter while dashing. Not that it matters anyway, as I have 100 feet of movement right now.
Yamper
No.
scamper.
If you want to eat her, you'll have to eat them first. Not me.
All right. Anything else?
Just gonna chill.
All right. Radiance, you are up. So you just see.
She's slipping on ice the entire way. He's got no control of where he's going.
I'm gonna come over here and cast Firebolt on the wolf.
All right. An attack roll, please.
Yes. 15.
15 will hit.
Oh, hang on. Using my focus. I haven't put it away, so using my focus. So 17 points of fire damage.
All right. That strikes it. It looks on its last legs, but alas, not quite enough.
That's what I do. That's my thing.
All right. Kurata, you are up.
Is it going up or down these rocks?
You would be going down.
So does it have cover from me where it is right now?
Some, yes. I mean, it is like
What if I
10
went,
feet
like-
tall.
if I went here,
You
would
it
it have
not,
cover?
No. It would not have cover.
So I will go 30 feet to there. And then I will drop my warhammer and pull out a javelin and huck a javelin at it.
All right.
Oh.
9 will
What
miss.
if I ran like this? Wait, oh, that didn't show?
First experience internet issue. So that didn't go as well as I was hoping it would. And I don't have any free item interactions left to pull out another javelin. So I guess that's that. And my turn.
All right.
Well, Toll of the Dead seemed to work really not at all, but I want to give it another shot.
All right.
So I will
I'll let
ask
you
for
roll it
that.
this time.
Okay, I will display it instead.
11.
11, then I will, and it's already damaged?
It is definitely damaged.
Then take a whole bunch of 23.
Oh!
Wow, that's almost max
Whoa!
damage. And that, with that, the dolorous sounds of bells ring out, and the creature just sort of stumbles, falling forward with this humanoid in its mouth, and sort of comes to rest right at Groost's feet. And we are out of combat.
Bruce lets out a sigh of relief. Oh, thank God. I thought he was going to eat me because of my sick quip.
I will immediately cast this, given a chance, on the creature that is not the wolf, but rather
All right.
sideways person.
And it takes effect. And going over, you get the sense that the creature is unconscious, but now seems to be spared from death.
Does anyone know medicine?
Not really.
Yeah.
Sort of.
No, not cup. Don't hit it until it wakes up.
Well, you need to be more specific.
You don't hit it until it wakes up.
But hit it after it wakes up.
Don't hit it.
Hang on.
Okay.
What just happened? You just cast Spare the Dying.
I did.
It did nothing or no?
The creature is stable and unconscious.
Okay.
I can heal it with magics, but I fear that we've been on the island all of half of a second, and
all peop-
already are beset by foes and enemies, so I wish to conserve the spells that my god have granted me.
While people are talking, Groose is rummaging through pockets.
Of
The
His
person.
own. His own.
a person.
What's in this?
Make an investigation roll.
I would like also while this is happening, Kira just kind of like looks over everything, nods, and goes, "Well, they don't seem entirely useless." Puts her warhammer away and is going to go investigate the flaming skeleton.
Okay.
Only an 8.
Going through appears to have what seemed to be the last of a bit of rations on them, like, you know, an eighth of a ration left that's been kind of rewrapped in cheesecloth. Crumbs in the pocket. She has a dagger on her hip. Dressed kind of, you know, for survival. Does not have any sort of pack or anything. No coin. Just a knife and the other things. So you get the impression that this person is either storing their things elsewhere or traveling light, or they just don't have anything.
Groose will transfer the crumbs from their pocket to his pockets.
Okay.
I'm gonna make 2 of my infusions while I'm sitting there. The first, so I can make 2, but they're random. And then if I wanna, I can use a spell slot to make one that I want. So just
I want to know what
So
people were
it's-
smoking when they designed this class.
I know.
Or redesigned it for the 8th time.
1d6. So the first one is it's good. It's a healing potion. And then roll.
What does this... How many times can you do this?
I could do it twice.
Twice a day? Or twice
Yes.
per rest? or
Twice
something?
ever. That's the only way to make it balanced.
A long rest.
Yeah.
So you can make healing potions twice a long rest?
Well, again, it's
Or
random.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
but I could if I wanted to, use all my spell slots and make exactly what I wanted.
Gotcha.
Right. So 1 spell slot per potion, and I can pick.
How long do they last for?
They last
They have
for.
durations on them.
But it's like a Twinkie. It's really a long time.
Yeah. For 1 hour or 10 minutes or the next saving
Last until it
throw.
is drunk or until the end of your next long rest.
Yeah. All right, so 4. So I got a healing and I got a boldness. I am gonna
So mini bless.
yeah, like
Well,
it
that's
is
better
a
than
bless.
bless.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to pour the healing elixir into the lips of the. Or I'm gonna give it to the person who's passed out or stable.
All right. They do consume it. It doesn't. As far as you know, it seems to have been ingested. They don't immediately regain consciousness, though.
Can I do a medicine check to try to get them to regain consciousness?
You can do a medicine check to try to evaluate their condition if you would like.
Okay, let's do that.
I would also like to attempt, unless I can't because I'm not trained as a medicine man.
I got a
Just a
20.
medicine man.
I mean, you can definitely attempt it.
Oh, excellent.
I mean, any idiot can be like, I'm going to attempt to diagnose this patient.
So
That-
I
that's-
stand around and just go, yeah.
That's what America's built on.
Bad healthcare.
So both of you sort of discerning this, it appears that she is definitely hypothermic, quite substantially so. Her skin is incredibly cold to the touch. You get the sense that it's very faintly alive, but it's not like a damage, like injury thing. It's just sort of like until she, warms up, rests, and all of that, she's probably just going to be unconscious because it's the body just like shutting down everything to try to survive.
I'm gonna start to use prestidigitation to warm her clothing.
To light her on fire.
No. But I'm gonna, warm, chilled, warmer flavor up to 1 cubic feet of non-living material.
I'd like to flavor her clothing.
All right.
Yeah.
So you get the sense that as fast as you're doing it, the colds just, sets in, and it's not. Well, she's definitely not getting worse. It's not a long-term solution that's going to provide any meaningful amount of heat to her.
Can I investigate the skeleton?
How would you like to do that? It's about 60 feet above you in a tree.
Oh.
It is the top of this mighty.
I will try to climb the tree. Once.
All right. Before we do that, this is probably a good time to take our break, as we're about the halfway point, and then we will get into explorations here. So, welcome to this islandy place, and we will see you in 5 minutes.
monster to Catwoman, and that does not right.
I do like both.
Batman has like 1 dexterity. I saw Batman vs Superman. He's just meat in that movie.
All right. Well, welcome back, everyone. As we assess which grocery department Batman would be a part of.
It's meat.
Yeah. So,
Smoked sausage.
you have you have dispensed with the God, this is weird. We're so weird. You have dispensed with the prowling wolves that seemed to be in search of their dinner meal. You managed to save the human popsicle from drowning, freezing in the water, although perhaps not completely out of the woods yet. As Hirata moves over to the tree, the flaming skeleton atop it.
Can I try to climb the tree?
You can. I'd like a strength athletics, please.
Strength athletics.
Should be with it
24.
disadvantage because you're wearing plate armor. But, you know, that's not a mechanic, so...
Not a mechanic.
Alright, so you are able to climb your way up the tree. You do sort of knock down a lot of snow in the process, sort of falls in the cracks of your armor and generally like sort of down your neck and all of that. It's not the warmest experience, but you climb your way up about 50 feet or so to the base of where the skeleton is. You see that all of the limbs are on fire from going up there, but it doesn't seem like the bone itself is burning. This definitely looks like it's doesn't look like a naturally occurring impaled skeleton at the top of a tree that's set on fire. It looks like there's perhaps something else happening here, in that the bones themselves aren't like charred from the burning, so something else is sustaining the fire. But you can see now that you're kind of up close, they do look very old and worn and smoothed over and sort of bleached and faded almost entirely of their color. They're almost bone white rather than sort of actual bone. So it looks to be very, very old.
Is there any sign of like runes on the bones or?
Give me an investigation roll, please, to see if you can discern anything else.
Let's see if the owner put their name on it.
Keeping in mind, I always write my name on the bottom of my
It's
foot.
irresponsible to just leave a skeleton burning at the top of a tree and not put your name on it.
So, currently you are sort of like perched below it, looking up at it, and it is on fire.
Okay.
So, while you can get a good look at sort of like the feet and the ankles and the lower legs and stuff, it's a little bit harder to discern. Looking over, it doesn't appear to have any markings on it that you can notice. This doesn't strike you as particularly odd, but there's no crazy thing there. You do notice that the right hand does appear to be clutching something that occasionally kind of catches the light of the fire and like reflects it back at you. It's hard to make out exactly what it is because it is sort of another 5 feet up and you're looking through fire to try to get to it.
Can I knock the thing out of the tree down onto the snow?
You can certainly try.
Preferably without burning myself to death.
Looking up at it.
Oh, does it get off heat?
The fire definitely.
Oh, does it give off? That's a good point. Does it give off
the
heat?
The fire gives off heat as you would
Okay.
imagine fire to do, but it doesn't appear to be catching the tree on fire.
Interesting. Can I use my warhammer to like kind of knock it down?
Yes, you can certainly try. The body itself does have a branch that's about this thick, impaled sort of through the rib cage. So you're guessing that you can certainly strike it, and you're pretty sure that parts of it will come down, but it depends on. You may not be able to get it like all cleanly to just fall down. And then
Is there
again,
a way
it
for
is
me
going
to
to
get
tumble
it?
through 50, 60
Okay,
feet
can I
of branches.
get
to the ground.
at the whatever's in its hand?
If you try to climb up and around, we can certainly. See if
What do you want me to roll?
Let's do a
Stealth.
Well, it's easy enough to kind of climb to where you are and stay just far enough away from the fire to not get burned. However, you're going to need dexterity sleight of hand to see if you can reach out and grab this thing, knowing that if you perhaps reach in the wrong spot, you could grab something on fire or something like that, because the hand itself is on fire.
Oh, I almost took the rune that would give me advantage on this, but then I didn't.
Do the other trees in the area also have
7.
skeletons ready to light?
7. So reaching in, you do go to try to grab it, and you're just not quite able to get in and around, and you do manage to catch part of the wrist, and it seems like the death grip on it is quite tight. You take 3 points of fire damage as you kind of pull your hand back. Now that you're up here, you get a better look at it, and it does look like it's some sort of dirk, like a small dagger or something like that.
Does it look like this fire is going to burn out on its own, or will it burn eternally?
How would you like to discern that?
Okay, let me rephrase. Can I use survival to ascertain whether this is a natural, like, obviously it's not natural that the skeleton is on fire, but is it normal fire or is it magic fire?
No survival roll really needed. You don't see a source of fuel for the fire. It is just fiery burning.
Magical fire, and I don't really have a way to put that out. So I guess I will just try. I will go back to my first, maybe bad idea of just trying to knock it out of the tree.
All right. Go ahead and how are you doing this?
I think ideally I would like to use my warhammer to kind of like break the tree. Like you said that there's a branch that's like stuck on, right?
Yeah.
I want to try to break the branch underneath it so that that whole piece kind of topples down.
So you want to break off the top of the tree?
Yes. I want to scoot down a little bit.
So not the branch that's impaling it, but the whole trunk and everything.
Well, is it
so
impaled on...
there's a trunk, and then there's a branch that comes out, and it's impaled on that branch.
Oh, then I just want to break that branch. I want to break the branch that's keeping it attached to the tree so that it is no longer attached to the tree and therefore presumably falling to the ground.
All right. Go ahead and make
but without putting myself in a situation where I'm smacking the skeleton. I want to smack the tree.
It is flush against the trunk, so.
Oh, can I scooch it down a bit?
It doesn't appear to budge off of, like, it's pretty firmly in there. And it even as you're like just sort of trying to finagle all of this, you do see that from that branch that it's impaled on, it does look like other branches have grown out, so it's not gonna like just easily slide off. Not gonna... Which also goes to show you.
Then I guess we're trying to take the top of the tree off. Yeah.
Yeah. So how would you like to do this?
I mean, I guess with my warhammer.
All right.
Summon a woodchuck.
All right. I need you to make an attack roll with disadvantage.
That's fair.
As you're trying to hold on to the tree doing this, so this is going to be one-handed.
Yeah.
Somebody flank the tree.
Quick, somebody. How do I? There's disadvantage.
Well, the tree is incapacitated, so.
20.
All right. Roll damage for me.
13.
All right. So you smash into it and you splinter enough of the trunk away that it kind of breaks and sort of falls over itself. It doesn't completely like break and tear off, but sort of catches and slumps down a little bit more. So the top of the tree has sort of been inverted and the trunk broken and smashed. You get the sense that Warhammer not entirely designed for sawing through trees and such, but it is lower than it was.
On the ground.
No, it's still up in the tree. It's just broken down and bent over a little bit.
Okay, I guess we're crawling down the tree. I am determined now to get this skeleton on the fucking ground.
All right, give me one more attack roll, and we will see.
How high is this fighter of ours?
About 50 feet off the ground.
So I can't see it. Oh no, you're near the fire. Okay.
That would be a critical failure for me.
All right.
You can chop it down at the bottom.
And with that, the warhammer smashes through the ribcage and up through the neck, knocking the head off. The bones sort of clatter out in all directions, following, landing in the snow.
Motherfuck.
And as you sort of expecting to hit the wood, you put all of your weight behind it, and you just miss, glancing off, smashing through the skeleton, and the momentum takes you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Uh-huh.
You know dexterity, right?
15.
All right, that is the DC you needed, and as you feel yourself going sort of whoop right out of the tree, you manage to kind of lock your leg on another limb and
I'm just like
catch yourself as you begin falling, and manage to keep yourself from falling out of the tree, as you see all the bones scattering down below, and with that, the light from all of it goes out. And somewhere below you is a smattering of bones.
I swear, creatively and extensively in giant.
Ooh.
Nice. You got it down. Well done.
And then I skitter down the tree. She doesn't skitter. Nothing that this woman does can be described as skittering.
The skull's on the ground, right?
All parts of the skeleton are on the ground.
It had something in its hand.
Shattered forms.
Bruce has tucked the skull under one arm.
The fire's gone out now.
All of it.
All of that fire, yes.
Could have used that for our friend.
Yeah, I think while that's happening, I'm trying to start a little small campfire near me and this body.
Okay.
There's a clear opening here that's not snowed upon over at the ice fire arena.
Do you want to carry her for me?
Certainly. And I scoop up the body. I'm not
All
a
right.
strength-based character, but I am still rather large. So
Yeah,
why
this
not?
body is not particularly. Now that you've had some time sort of checking her over and all that, it is a human female, not particularly tall in build, has kind of dirty blonde hair that looks like it hasn't seen much TLC in a long time. Face is somewhat gaunt. This individual looks like they've been sort of surviving rather than thriving.
Survive.
In looking at her and like just based on also too like maybe things that she might have on her, does she seem to match Beatrice Sutthall from the list? The historian and archaeologist.
It is potential. Is a female human.
So
Matches the description perfectly.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is based on what I go on. I'm intelligence based, I guess. So I'm gonna build that campfire using prestidigitation and some, wood that I've pulled over or whatnot, and like try to like warm her up between the campfire and between trying to warm up her clothing.
All right. Where are you building the fire?
I think right there.
All right. So just south of Tergu.
Yeah.
Right. Give me a survival check, please.
Sure will. Let's do it.
DC is 15.
Okay.
All right. You're able to get it going. Takes a few tries. There's enough wood and such around, and with some magical aid that you can keep it going. It does kind of sputter and flicker, puts off a modicum of heat, but it is it's not a roaring campfire, and it's a bit windy, so it's going. It's sustaining itself, not blinking out, which is good.
Anytime I think it gets going light, I'm gonna use prestidigitation again to stoke it up.
I will use the blanket to cover the unconscious female.
All right. I'll move her over. Said the fire was like.
I can draw it if you want. Do you want me to draw it? Oh, there we go. Thank you. So I'm trying to tend to her and wake her up. I'm like, listen, you drank one of my infusions. It kind of like has like a really like beautiful plummy with vanilla notes taste in it. So I want you to tell me about it when you wake up. I need some evaluation. Continue to try to.
Not to be
Wake her
morbid, but if the worst happens, I am prepared to speak with the dead. I figured we may be exhuming our quarry instead of rescuing, or at least I was prepared for that possibility.
All right. What are the rest of you up to?
I am going to try to search for whatever was in the skeleton's hand.
All right. Takes about 15 minutes of going through the snow, and you do manage to find that dagger again. Now no longer in the clutches of any finger bones. You look it over, sort of looks very weathered. The blade is quite dull. This is something that has not seen any care or any sort of sharpening or anything like that in a long time. There are parts of it that are showing advanced signs of rust on it. And looking it over, you do see that on the very base of the pommel itself is a embossed design of what looks like a peacock. And the leather wrapping around the grip itself is sort of, as you kind of handle the dagger, sort of just disintegrates and falls apart a bit. Very old feeling.
May I see that?
Sure. I will hand that over. Is there anything that I know of that has
Tick my teeth.
peacock iconography associated with it?
Please make a history check.
Okay.
Separately, I would like to see if there's any religious implications, as this was found in the skeleton's clutches.
Yep. Religion, please.
Oh no, I am trained in this, but
Just let me know. I don't know whether this would apply or not. That's not what I wanted to post. Why didn't you just put the feature? Why didn't you post the feature for me?
but it's a trait.
There it is. In addition, you can, or I guess it's the monetary value of art objects more than a century old. Can I ascertain whether this strikes you as being more than a century old?
It definitely strikes you as being more than a century old. You'd guess several centuries at least.
Okay.
Just given the aging on the metal and such.
And then history.
It strikes you as something that is definitely some sort of heraldry or symbology of some greater organization. What that greater organization is, you don't have any recollection.
Hey,
Peacocks aren't migratory. That makes no sense to me.
They're big birds.
Well, I mean,
For birds, not
Yeah.
compared to me.
or me.
Right.
I'm still tall.
Is it Tear?
Correct.
Tear? Is that how you pronounce your name?
Yes, like the action, except for not quite that.
Okay.
You'd have to know proper giant to say it right.
I don't. Someday,
okay, it's okay.
I want to, very much so. But they would require very large flasks, and I'm not sure if I can carry all those. Anyway, I saw you poking around in that blue fire thing.
Oh,
What
I
was
didn't
that
need
about?
well, I disabled the spell or the magic. It was blue flame. Let me tell you about blue flame. I don't like the look of that.
Sure. Was there
Insightful.
anything else in there?
Oh, I kicked around those rocks. Apparently, they all have runes written on them. Probably the ritual that fueled the blue flame of ice and cold. Actually, it wasn't icy or cold any more than the snow is. But that being said, a flame that just gives off light, some sort of continual flame, makes no sense to me, even though I have that spell ready.
when it's blue, it makes no sense. When
Right.
it's
I
regular
mean,
fire, totally.
you know that blue light keeps you up later than you should.
It's not
Often,
healthy
that's
for
what I've
anybody.
heard.
No.
So,
So have we seen what the runes might? Has anyone taken a look at the runes to see what they say?
I can't read that. It's not an elvish or giant.
All right, I'm gonna get up and can somebody tend to her? I would like to do this continuously, but I would like to take a look at those runes too.
Yes, I will continue to keep the blanket around her and keep her close to the flame.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go over and I would like to take a
Fee fi fo fum. I start cooking her. What?
Jesus. All right, I want to take a look at the runes and see, if I can discern anything from them.
All right. You do notice that they are sort of rune symbols written on the top of all of these stones. Some of them have been dislodged and are now sort of the circle has been broken in it, although you can kind of put together which ones went where. I need an Arcana check, please.
Sure thing. Will do. 28.
Very, very nice. So, looking them over, you very quickly put together that this is indeed the magical effect that caused the fire in that, and it's illusion-based magic, and that it's there to sort of keep this illusion energy, and there's a ritual in which you can basically use the fire itself to create some sort of bigger illusion and kind of like focus and repurpose that illusory energy. So it's sort of in its dormant form is this blue flame, but if you then conduct the ritual, it would do that. However, it does not currently appear to be active anymore.
Kind of looking at like geographically, like where because we're positioned like
That's an acorn.
on a hill.
Not as a
We're
rock.
not quite up
There's a
at
rock.
the top of the mountain, but we're up a little higher,
Yeah,
right?
geographically, you've kind of like hiked up quite a bit, and you're now at this sort of plateau, almost basin area where it looks like whatever runoff has formed this sort of large lake. So the area you're in is actually quite flat and forested, and then has the kind of lake, and then flanking the lake on either side is more sort of jagged rocks going up, and they kind of work their way up to like the far side of the lake, which is as mountainous as you've seen here. And that would be like rock climbing to get over.
Right. So looking at where we're positioned and knowing that this would create an illusion other than the flame, could the question that Radiance has is this an illusion that was meant to ward off interloper, like to ward off people coming? Like, was it like created a huge frost giant, like, oh, like don't come up here, or, like kind of like that kind of a protection illusion that might scare away other people? Just kind of based geographically on where we are and where people could go after, like a guard dog type of an illusion.
So as you kind of like step back and take in like the big picture, bit of driving wind and snow swirling about, you look out, and occasionally you do catch a little like glimpse of moonlight sort of reflecting off of the this frozen lake in front of you. The thing that first sort of in taking a step back you realize is that this would be a really lovely, beautiful, scenic location if it wasn't all frozen solid, right? And filled with death wolves and all of that. It's nice lake, and this particular location itself would probably be the most scenic of outlooks on the area. As to all of that, what the nature of the illusion was, the spell itself doesn't have any clue as to why it was cast or what the purpose of it was. Just that it was set up to store energy and then produce a fairly complex illusion. To what end, you have no idea.
So kind of doing this, like doing the triangulation, you know, like all the things that smart people do when they're, you know, inspecting things.
And in the big picture of all of this too, looking around, you do see that this sort of these stone structures that form sort of like this almost like semicircle facing away. There is carvings written in sort of like the tops, horizontal stones across them. It's kind of covered over in snow and ice and stuff, but you do notice that there are carvings in underneath there as well.
I want to use Mage Hand to brush away the snow to see what I can find underneath.
All right. Going through doesn't take very long to kind of clear the way there, and you do see the tops of these are sort of set as you know, this stone, then another one, and then the last one on the right has kind of like fallen and is in the ground there. And so, looking at them from right to left, the inscriptions are written in common, and
Okay.
each one seems to have a short phrase on it. The first one on the left is, "With this bond I do proclaim." Moving over to the next one, and it says, "To share my warmth with you." Moving over to the next one, "In prosperity and peace." And then the last one has, you know, collapsed and fallen down. And it looks like the whole thing is just sort of face planted in the snow next to it.
Does it look like we could do a team effort to try and lift that stone?
Yeah, it would probably, definitely take a strength check from two people to kind of flip it and roll it over. It probably weighs 600 pounds or something, but you're just trying to roll it over, so.
Hirata, my strong, quiet friend, can you come over and help me?
I come over.
Oh, buddy, we can do this. I cast guidance on myself.
I cast guidance on myself.
Yes.
All right.
And we work to flip it over.
All right. Strength rolls with advantage, please.
Because we're helping each other.
I stand on top of
Hold
it. No,
on.
you don't. Wait.
Sorry, I'm on the wrong page again. It's just straight strength.
Yes.
20 plus 1d4.
I'm like, oh.
Only one. 21.
All right. So that is enough, and you manage to flip it over and dust it off as you see the last bit of the phrase. It says, "From now until our love runs cold."
So here's y'all, I was taking a look at this, and I thought at first this was gonna be like, ooh, like this is like illusion magic, a scary illusion. But if you look here, this place, like if you have imagination, you can picture it like not all in the snow, and it would be really lovely here. So this inscription says this thing about love. So it was probably like some rich person's type of like, you know, decoration for their scenic, you know, outlook. Maybe they weren't rich, maybe they're just really magical. But I don't know if this was menacing. I think this is more decorative.
Well, I
or symbolic, you know.
couldn't risk it with those wolves that breathed the ice all over my face twice.
Oh, I absolutely think you did a very smart move. I recognize intelligence when I see it. But
Ooh.
in looking at it closer,
Ooh.
I think that's what this was.
Oh.
Smart, no smart.
Is it related to the flaming body somehow? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Maybe the archaeologist was the human the past person?
Archaeologist.
Yes, that's the archaic ecologist.
Yes.
Yeah, historian and archaeologist.
That's who we think this one is?
Maybe. I mean, so go back over. Like, how's she doing?
Still unconscious. Doesn't appear to be any worse off.
You think she was camped on the ice or somewhere nearby?
Or she got chased onto it by large wolves.
How long have they been missing?
I mean, weeks.
So there's likely a campsite, yes?
Yes. Looking around at what I can see of the terrain, is there any place that strikes me as being a good place for a campsite?
Make a perception roll.
They've been here a few months.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good on her for surviving.
21.
All right. Looking around, nothing strikes you as particularly great or well sheltered in the way that you came up. Looking around at all of this, the natural shelter in the area is kind of provided by these cliffs. And as you sort of look out and around, whether, again, slowly deteriorating in this process, you do catch a faint glimpse through sort of driving waves of snow all the way across on the other side of the lake. You see what appears to be some sort of structural opening or archway that's built into the side of the rock that looks like some type of structure.
And it strikes me as being like man-made.
Very much so.
But there's something there. I point at it.
You have blessed eyes. I can't see a thing.
Yeah, it's very, very faint to make out.
I see well in the dark.
Okay. So...
Any shelter's still better than the howling snow we sit in, fire or not.
Yep. I walk over and I pick up the human.
During this time, would we have, or would any semblance of a short rest been achieved? Okay.
I mean, you guys have all been actively doing things. So.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, just to make sure.
I'm gonna hoist up the woman wrapped up in a blanket, and I'm gonna make my way towards the archway that I saw.
Careful. It's a new blanket.
Okay. Also a woman. There's a woman.
Oh, that's assumed, isn't it? Of course, be careful of the woman.
Before we start to trek, I'm gonna do one of my last infusions and features. Gotta go to equipment, and I'm going to do enhanced arcane focus on my little alchemical supply bottle, and that gives me a +1 spell to attack rolls, and that is my last one. Or it's 3 of 3.
All right. So scooping her up, you look over and you see about a half a mile of frozen lake between you.
Is there any way to, like, follow the shore of the lake? Because I personally don't really want to test my weight against ice.
So,
Am I mistaken, or was the wolves on the ice?
one of the wolves was about 10 feet out on the ice. Looking to either side, the sides of the lake very quickly become flanked by pretty steep, jagged stone. It's not necessarily impassable, but it would be incredibly difficult, especially carrying a body, to move across, and very exposed to the elements.
Okay, somebody else should take the woman.
I should take the woman.
Okay.
Why aren't
I
we
hand
walking
off the woman.
around the lake?
What?
Why aren't we walking around the lake?
Because it is blocked off by cliffs.
Okay.
Bruce is gonna take a step onto the lake to see how sturdy it is.
All right. You take several steps out, appears to hold your weight just fine.
Oh,
So the tiny goblin is fine.
it is okay.
Now,
You
Go
just walk
to where the
onto-
hole was, where she was inside the water, and see how thick the ice is there, please.
Oh, okay. Do, 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 do.
I can't see the goblin anymore. Did it die?
Oh,
I can see the goblin. The goblin is fine.
the goblin has a name.
Roost
La-
is fine.
Laji.
All right.
Pardon?
You make your way out there.
Laji.
It does appear to be holding your weight fine as you get sort of towards the edge where there's already some cracks propagated. If you sort of edge up to where the hole is, you can see that the ice does like shift a little bit. So it's not like a meter thick ice. It's 10 centimeters, maybe more. But there's definitely like cracks that propagate out from that there. But you don't feel any, like, based on your weight, you don't feel any tremendous unevenness to it. You do notice one other thing as you sort of get out from the tree line there. It is substantially more windy out in the ice. And the snow kind of comes in almost horizontally at you.
Lots of wind on ice. Just be small.
Great, I'll get right on that.
It's pretty cool down here.
Okay. I'm sure that this will go great for me.
Is it more distributed if we make like a sled for her and drag her? I mean, like, I'm kind of not.
This poor woman fell through the ice. Distributed or not, we're not going to make it.
Wow.
The alternative
Speak for yourself.
is that we try to find another way around.
Okay, I'm not going to make it.
Man, create or destroy water spell would have been great. Oh! What if how long do you think it'll take us to get across?
Depends on how fast you go.
If the wolves were on this side of the lake, but
Right.
there was no camp on this side of the lake, it's almost as if she was trying to cross the entire lake. I dare say the wolves likely have a trail. I would like to use my survival to see if there's a wolf trail that will lead us easily, or at least betterly, through the perimeter.
Can I help?
Well,
If you are
please.
trained, yes.
I am trained.
You provide advantage.
I will roll with advantage. Oop. I will try to roll with advantage. There we go. Oh, that took a sec. I was like, where is it? 22.
Very nice. So, looking at sort of where the wolves were, you are able
Thank you.
pretty easily to go through and, find tracks in the snow, at least in the sort of treed-in areas. They're pretty obvious. And both tracks from both of the wolves do end up kind of like merging, so they obviously followed the same path. And as you make your way maybe another 100 feet or so along the shoreline to right where it starts to get rocky, where you'd have to go, the tracks do kind of turn out and head out, it would appear, onto the ice, and you can see that there are a couple patches where it looks like snow has collected on the ice. And from what you can tell on them, it's hard to tell from the shoreline like what's happening far out, but it does look like there is like a kind of winding path going through that just, meanders its way out.
That's unfortunate.
Brilliant, we go that way.
Yes.
I mean, if we stay to the edges, then there's less beneath us to fall into. Brilliant. Great. Awesome. I'll lead. I go out on the ice following the wolf trail. Fall in.
No, do not fall in.
Fall in behind me. It's a turn of phrase.
What?
Listen, what my tall giant friend is trying to say is to follow her. She knows the way. She's very wise.
I am.
Good. But don't fall in.
All right. So you are able to Tergrim, follow these tracks out onto the ice. I'm going to need a marching order, and who is taking care of your unconscious charge at the moment. And I would like everybody to write their weights in the chat, please.
Radiance,
Uh-huh.
are you capable of holding on to this woman? I dare say, for distribution of weight, I am.
I mean, if we're okay with me dragging her, I can't carry her.
Let's see.
All my
I'll
muscles
make
up here, not like here. I mean, here's the thing though. If we wanted to, I could like levitate her, hold a rope around her, and I could have it could be like a balloon that I walk with.
I think we need to save that for when somebody makes a mistake.
I mean, but the image is kind of funny though, don't you think?
I don't disagree. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, it would be really great. You know what? Tell you what, we'll do that sometime. When this is all over and we're like celebrating over all of our gold and stuff. I'll turn Kirata into like an orc balloon. It'll be great. She'll love it.
That might be a bad target.
Can
but
we
okay.
get back to the issue at hand?
Okay. Feisty.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
yeah,
I should go with the back, actually, because I am almost certainly going to fall through the ice. So it's probably best if I do that behind everybody instead of in front of them.
This makes some sense.
All right. So I need marching
Thanks
order
for your support,
and weights,
Groost.
please.
real quick before we head. Oh God, do I want to do that? No, I'm good. Okay. Weight is I think 250 with my equipment is copy. I will go right after Groost. Hang on, was Groost gonna go first?
If you were gonna follow a path, Groose doesn't know what the path is necessarily.
Okay.
So, but Groose could go first in the sense of if it starts cracking for Groose, it starts
time.
cracking for Used.
Yeah. So then maybe Tara should go right behind you, because Tara knows the path.
I actually think that if Karada is the heaviest based on that amazing armor, then it should go lightest to heaviest, so that any successes aren't wasted. You know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, folks, not to put too fine a point of it, but I am going in the frozen lake.
Well, if you go in the frozen lake,
Yes.
don't do that.
I'll be in it, yeah.
Don't
Is there
go in
anything you can offload?
The heaviest stuff that I am carrying right now is the plate armor, which isn't going anywhere. And then I have 20. I have 20 pounds of rations. I have 20 pounds of tent for some reason.
What about your bones?
Okay, I need those. They make me go.
Okay.
Just go.
Just go. Does Bruce still have the skull, by the way?
Yeah.
Is he like holding it just like really obviously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like a basketball.
Kirana just like stares at the skull for a second and then looks at Groost and then stares at the skull again. And says, the bones are staying in me.
These paths are the ones that imply that the wolves took these, right?
I mean, you can it's not continuous tracks, but there are some parts where there are snow mounded over that you can see. Like if you've now gone out like 50 feet or so, the wolves kind of went from one of these islands to another one of these islands. You can see in your first sort of traversal of this first section, you can see that there are spots where the wolves go out and the ice like cracks a little bit, and then the tracks backtrack and go. But they generally seem like they have found their way through. And the wolves were heavy. Like, they were not small creatures. So.
Yeah, they've got to be heavier than we are.
So the only thing that I can think of to like offload onto people is the rations and the tent. In which case, I would probably be closer to like 350 or 375 of me plus equipment.
Well, how much does this woman weigh? About 10 pounds, I hope?
She's probably, with sort of snow gear and everything, probably weighs about 175, 180.
Oh.
I have a question. So, you know that spell you used? Radiance. Where you made them go up. Is the range of the spell in relation to you, or where you cast it?
To me.
So, if you levitate the heavy person...
Well, how long does that spell last?
10 minutes.
Okay, we can't cross this lake in 10 minutes.
It's only about half a mile.
It's only about half a mile.
The thing is, we could always use it in case of emergency.
I would rather I think using it in case of emergency is probably better. I will, if I can offload rations and tent temporarily onto somebody, then I will be, we'll say 375.
How heavy is the tent?
You do
The tent
notice
is 20 pounds.
in your tracking,
like
let's go to Doran.
half of me.
Tara, you do notice that the wind that is picking up out, sort of out in all of this, is the weather worsening. And you get the sense that the longer you wait, the less far you're going to be able to track these, as the ice gets just completely scoured smooth very quickly.
I am handing the huge tent to the tiny goblin and the rations to Radiance, and we are going with me at the back. Good job.
So the marching order, I have Groost, Terror, Radiance, Curata, and Radiance has the unconscious woman. Is that correct?
She will need to. I understand that you'll have to drag her. There's no way.
Yeah, I've got to. I mean, I'll try. My strength's only
weight.
10, so I'm going to be kind of... I think I make as much of a
unroll the
makeshift-
tent and just drag.
Yeah, like with some bigger of the sticks and whatnot, and use and to drag her.
Groost heading out. Ice seems great. Not too much to worry about. Occasionally you see like little spots kind of off that have a couple of cracks in them. The wind howling. The wind is more a problem for you than the ice. You kind of have to like lean into it. But you're able to keep going. Terror, give me a survival check to see
That's exactly correct.
how well you can follow these tracks.
Must stay on.
Am I able to lend assistance with this again if I'm at the back?
No. You can make your own if you would like to try.
I will make my own.
All right.
I will guidance myself first.
Okay.
And then I will get to the right page of my character sheet.
I started off with a 13.
12.
All right.
I also have a 13.
So,
What a copycat.
heading out, keeping yourself spaced out, how far apart from each other do you want to be?
I like the 10 foot.
Uh.
Keeps everybody in bright light for me, so.
Should we also granted, I don't know the physics of this, but walk staggered like this? Like we're still near each other, but we're like...
It depends on how narrow these paths the wolves have discovered are.
I forgot about that.
Mechanically speaking, unless you're going to go like 30 feet across, I'm not going to like one person walking there and 5 feet this way, it's not going to be any different.
Okay, that's fine.
But if you wanted to like super spread out, then I need to know that.
Yeah, no, not super spread out.
So you are able to just barely kind of catch the glimpses of these tracks going out. You make it, and it looks like the path sort of goes from like the corner of the lake, weaving in more towards the middle, and you get actually pretty far, probably about a third of the way there, before losing the path.
I think the last
wind howling,
few minutes I've been
snow
following
driving.
goblin tracks.
They're like wolf tracks, but there's only 2 feet. But I was walking on all fours. So
Which would
four-
make 4 feet.
Yes.
Pick up the tent. You're letting it drag.
No.
I've got it with the anyway. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna reach over and just cast guidance on Terror, just to be like, just in case you need some help for the future.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do I have to drink something for this?
No, although you know what, it would be a really good shot.
Oh, look, a guidance caplet.
Yeah.
So, the visibility is dropping tremendously. You guys are now heavily obscured. You cannot see the edges of the lake, and you can see probably only, despite your however far your dark vision is, you can probably only see about 30, maybe 40 feet in the snow and wind that's driving out from this. And making your way, continuing on, you do start to hear those sort of weird, almost like ping-like sounds of fractures. You don't see any, but you just hear like this, and the sound propagates as the ice does appear to be shifting or moving underneath. I'm gonna need another set of checks here. In this, you can decide what ability or thing you would like to apply to help you navigate, but each of you is going to need to make some sort of check to traverse the next sort of third of this.
I'm gonna stick with survival and guidance myself.
Did you
Can I
want one from
do-
each of us? Oh,
One from each of you.
Can I do an investigation check to inspect the ice for cracks and wolves?
I've found.
There's just like a frozen wolf. They're like, don't go this way. Alright.
There's Thorin and there's the white orc.
I've got a
Huh.
15.
Alright.
I'm gonna do.
also going
Can
to
I do investigation as well to kind of like hear the acoustics of like what's cracking and how close we are?
Yep. All of these things can be done. So
So we need to roll with advantage.
everyone give me rolls.
I'm gonna add a 5 to mine using my genius thing.
How many times can you genius thing?
5 times. It equals my intelligence mod is there.
Okay.
I can do it.
So is this starting with this 13 survival? Is that the new one or is that the old one?
No, 15 is my new one. So 12 plus the 3.
Okay, so I need another one from Terror as well.
You do, and at first I was afraid.
You were
Petrified.
petrified.
Here we go. I'm still pretty much afraid.
Right.
So I will use the guidance given to me because why not? 1d20, right? Excellent. So I've managed a 13 again.
All right. Heading on out. Terror, every 10, 15 feet or so, you are just picking up like the last of the tracks, and sometimes you're just like, oh, I'm definitely on the path, and then you're like, wait, there's a track over there, and then you just kind of make your way over. As you sort of catch your eye on that and move over, you hear and then see out just ahead of you as Groost seems to have stepped somewhere cracked and fallen through. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please, Groost, as your investigations led you astray. All right, and crying out as you splash into the water, and it is so painfully, frigidly cold that it just immediately sort of knocks the air out of you, knocks the strength out of you, and you take 2d10 cold damage, so 12 points of cold damage as you get in, and you are currently, so let's see, what was your roll? You rolled an 8, which fails by 5 or more. You also take 1 level of exhaustion from this. We will now enter into rounds, and we'll go rounds in sort of, we'll just stay in the marching order, because this is sort of like how you would react to this. It is an action to get out of ice. It is a DC 20 athletics check. To pull yourself out. It's a DC 15 check for somebody else to pull you out.
We keep going. It's too late for him.
We abandoned the goblin.
All right. And if you the DC 15 Constitution save every round for damage or half damage. If you fail by 5 or more, you take a level of exhaustion as well.
So, is it like a choice? Either somebody else can pull me out, or I pull myself out?
You can try to pull yourself out. Other people can come up and pull you out. Like everybody can try to pull you out if they want. But if you all probably stand on the same thing around the thing, then other things might happen. But Groost, it is your turn. What would you like to do? And if you have other ideas, feel free to do it. I'm just sort of outlining the general thing. If you have other like ways you want to try to get out, I'm open to hear them.
Start breaking the ice. Wait, that's a mistake.
I haven't really gotten many options. Couldn't convince you for a nimble escape to escape from freezing water.
What does it do?
It only does this, so not really.
Start hiding in the water.
It just sounds appropriate.
I mean, it sounded almost good.
I would like to disengage from the water.
I hide under the ice.
All right. So what would you like to do?
I guess I'm just gonna try and make. Actually, I'm not gonna try and make the save because I can't. I physically cannot make it. So.
Are you at -1?
Yeah.
Oh!
Alright, Groost is going to seem really sad. It's just, please, I don't want to die in freezing water. No, don't leave me. I have the tent. You can't leave me. I've got the tent. Help. I did good with the wolves.
All right.
I shouldn't even be here. I'm a goblin.
Fair enough. Give me a charisma persuasion roll, please.
But on us?
Wait,
I'm good either.
the girl wakes up. We've got to save the goblin.
It's a persuasion
All right,
roll on the ice.
Next, Terry, you're up as you see Groost go through and start blubbering.
I'm gonna skirt around that area because if I go there, then the goblin will crawl on me to get out, and I can't have that. So I'd love to help, but I have no reach, and this one has the floating spell, so I'm gonna rely on that.
Don't you have a rope or something?
I might. Let me look at my equipment. I have a candle.
I'd rather use it for somebody heavier. Not gonna.
I literally don't have rope. I took the priest's kit. And I have... Wait. A block of incense.
Really helpful in this situation.
Mr. Big Healy Hands, we had a connection. Help me.
I have both rope and a high athletics modifier.
I would like to skirt around and try to get past it. So if somebody can help,
Why
there.
are we D&D role playing out the Good Samaritan parable?
All right. So Ter,
I'm not helping you for your own good.
Here, we'll move this over so that it's a
Haven't you
little
ever
bit...
heard of the bystander effect? This is that.
All right.
I've not.
Actually, that's been disproven.
So
I don't
Tara
care. Help.
keeps on going, moving around. You seem
I'm
like you've
trying. It's
found
not
a
my
solid
turn.
path. So following that, going Radiance, you are up with your unconscious person in tow.
Well, get the goblin. I can't do it.
What about you?
I just can't for some reason.
What about you?
Some
Help
reason.
me. Your horns are really great, and you look awesome, and you're powerful. Help me! Dying.
And can you
It's
tell
not
me a
your-
little bit more about myself before I take you out? Anyway,
No, I'm running out of free item interactions.
I know. I am going to take I do have a 50-foot rope, and I'm going to slide it across the ice to.
Oh, why didn't you list that amongst our assets?
Holocaust cloak.
Okay. And I'm like, I just want to know who your god is, sir. And yeah. So I
Manager.
You help.
So rope slides over to Groost. You can, if you'd like, you can try to, assuming Groost will grab onto it, you can try to pull Groost out. This will be a DC 15 strength check.
I will do this. I should have guided myself. I didn't call it.
All right,
He's
so
caught on something.
giving a, you go and you pull up and you see Groost sort of breach out of the water, but his pantaloons get caught just on a bit in the ice, and you slowly begin pulling off his first set of pantaloons as they get caught on his ankles.
No, put me back in, not the pantaloons.
All right.
Hold on, little buddy.
And we'll move on to Kirana.
I'm just gonna step up. I'm gonna grab the rope. I'm gonna try to yank.
All right, this will be a strength
Oh,
check.
do
you
I
wish
have
to
the-
apply
can-
any
can I-
modifiers?
I know we're kind of in initiative. Do I have the ability to guidance myself before I do this, or does trying
Sure.
it count as my action?
Sure.
Okay, I guidance myself and then I yank.
All right, DC 15.
Athletics. Okay, plus 1d4.
All right, and just as Groost is gathering first layer of pantaloons around his ankles, you kind of give it a yank, and he flips end over end, sliding towards you.
I just lift up a foot
I
and
go
stop
over
him
and
like a
crush.
soccer ball.
You flip me out of the ice, I like crushed the ice going through.
All right, sliding along, the three of you in
Just
pretty close
gently-
proximity now. Tear
Gently
out
put my foot on his back to stop him sliding.
in front as you begin to move past this area, kind of seeing where Tear has gone, and move into kind of like the last quarter of this. And it's at that point.
Up, little goblin man. I'm not carrying you.
He drags. He's pretty smooth now that he's wet.
I think he's wet.
So as you move forward to sort of the last quarter of this, you do Tear. You notice it first. It's the sound of cracking. But this time, it's not the sound of ice cracking. And as you sort of look around, you do
I
catch.
crack my knuckles, then I
You
go,
do
oh,
catch
that makes
off
sense.
to your right. As it's happening, it seems like the trunk of one of the trees has fallen, and it sort of almost in slow motion begins to fall and smashes into the ice there, sending cascading cracks out. I need all of you to make dexterity saving throws here.
Oh boy.
Can I grab the goblin and toss it toward... Wait. I'll just make it safe.
That tracks, yeah.
No.
Ah,
oh
yes.
yeah.
Ah,
oh
yes.
yeah, baby.
Oh, yes.
So when Kayla plays with us on Thursday, can the joke be that we're all ghosts and we're after her, but she doesn't know?
Well, it
I'm
may very well be,
Groot.
because that is
Just Kayla's playing. I'm not
that
coming
is
back.
4 failures. So as the tree smashes into the ice, the cracks, you all kind of pick the wrong direction to jump, and all 4 of you go into the ice. So I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws.
As I hit the wall, I go, Griff, you
God.
hexed us all.
I rolled another 10. It's like, ugh.
What did we have to get?
Actually, can I use my inspiration on that? I took it beforehand. I forgot.
You can, yes, because I haven't told you whether succeeds or fails yet.
Okay.
Technically, you need to before, but whatever.
Wait, do we start with inspirations?
No. She got one from the Blade song.
Singing. Yeah.
Nice.
So
I will begin a song. I need inspiration.
So let's see. We have. So each of you, please roll yourself a 2d10. The DC is 15 for this. If you fail by 5 or more, if you fail, you take full damage. If you fail by 5 or more, you take a level of exhaustion.
So I have a level of exhaustion, correct?
Yes, and please decrement the that, and we will enter.
You take half damage regardless, right?
Half damage if you succeed. Yes. Still a little bit. Cool. So, as if you are now in a fight for your lives, which you are, let's go in. I guess since Tara's sort of out in front now, why don't you go first? You can make any case of how you're going to get out of this or whatnot.
I update my hit points. 1 second.
There's sort of smashed through the ice, kind of immediately to all of your right is the end of this tree, just sort of, floating about halfway in the ice. All these cracks have propagated out. Everything is there. There are enough larger chunks that any of you can pull yourself back up and kind of get to a stabilized position where you might be able to move forward again. But at the moment, you're all in the drink. So what would you like to do, Tara?
I would like to not drink this cold ice water. This is not a summer day. I'm going to try to athletics my way out of the drink.
And I will say, even if you want to do the athletics thing, if you roll a 20, you will get we'll do an automatic success. So it can't be mathematically impossible for you to succeed.
It is not impossible. It's just mathematically highly improbable.
Yes.
So
and if you can justify
different.
Some other way to do it, I'm gonna do XYZ, use this thing.
Well, if I step on other people, does that give me advantage?
You're not close enough to anyone else, unfortunately.
Come to me! Come to me! I have an idea! No, I will just try to athletics out. Hasha! Oh my lord!
All right.
A 20!
Very, very nice. So with that, just sensing the sense of life or death urgency, you know that you probably only have one go at this before it starts getting too cold to even help yourself out. Give a forceful kick and are able to go flat up and pull yourself sliding away. You are up and out of the ice. Very nicely done. That could save all of you. Actually, not probably, but all right.
I
Bruce.
don't like where you're trying to drive me.
How far is it to the shore?
Probably about another couple hundred feet. Let's say 150 feet.
150 feet. Okay.
Just for an actual number, if you.
So,
Last character.
way out of the water.
Just FYI.
Sort of very few ways out of the water I have.
As a little aside, everyone, these people were very enthusiastically being like, "Oh, I can take full plate armor," which all factors into the DC.
I only took half plate because I don't have heavy armor.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you got out. Can you imagine being in full plate armor and falling through a frozen Like, you just be like,
you go straight
you
down.
just go straight down. There
Yeah.
would be no saving
But in
throw.
70 years, I would then join the Avengers, so it's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Just checking a spell real quick.
And if other people, like, in the meantime, are just going to plan to pull you can try to do your thing if you're not helping other people or something. The body has managed to not fall in the water as of yet. It is beside you, Radiance.
Okay, so Groost is
Pull that
going
in.
Groost is going to cast haste
Okay,
on self.
okay.
Speed is now doubled. So 80 feet, but I assume this is like difficult terrain to like move. Like it's half speed to swim.
Swimming is, unless you have a swim speed, yeah, it's always.
Yeah.
Do know, though, that if you are in the water, you are going to be taking damage every round.
Okay.
Because the water is incredibly cold.
Okay, that does change things slightly.
Just before, since I see where you're going here.
Yeah. I got no ways out. I can't make the save. I just gotta sit here and hope.
So
somebody
if you roll a 20 on your check to pull yourselves out, I will let you out.
Okay.
Just so it's not it's not impossible, right? It's just
We're feeling groosty.
5%.
all right.
That would be the opposite.
And I won't critically fail you, but you thrash around in what can only be akin to death throes of some like chicken with its head cut off, spraying water and ice everywhere out of your hole, but alas, nothing.
Not the water again.
All right. Radiance, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna cast levitate on myself.
All right.
Go straight up.
Whoop. Up you go.
And then as I do that, I'm gonna take the rope that I had and throw it out to Kirata. I know I can't lift
So
her,
then
but
pulls you back down.
but if I could possibly use it to help leverage her out at all, that's kind of what I would like to aim to do.
So you're currently floating in midair.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that the only thing that it will do is have her pull you towards her. Because there's nothing that holds you in that spot, and there's nothing to react against force-wise. So if you're just floating,
Okay.
you will just... And she yanks on it, you are just, without anything but your air drag, are just going to go right to her.
Well,
You'll still be
Lumion.
floating, though.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So unfortunately, that doesn't help her.
No, it doesn't.
You can definitely throw a rope towards her.
Hey, you fixed your thing. Nice.
I did that during the break. Okay. Hang on, I want to take a real quick look at my, I'm going to display it just because I need an easy way to get to it, so I'm sorry. It's, no, how would I make a potion when never mind, forget it. I'm trying to figure out how, like I'm floating. Take this potion. Okay, and that's I guess I'm gonna hold the rope at the ready though, just if I figure out something better to do with it.
All right, so you are up and out, floating 20 feet up above. Kirata, what are you doing?
Okay, I have pitons, however they're pronounced.
Pitons, yes.
I'm gonna pull those out, and I'm gonna try to use those as an aid to help me pull myself out.
All right, this will give you advantage on
Okay,
the
which
strength
cancels
skill
out-
check, which cancels out
Cancels
your
out my disadvantage. And is there any way for me to cast guidance on myself as I do this?
No.
Just worth asking.
Yeah, because it is technically an action.
So just a straight 23.
All right, so quickly, instinctively reaching for them, jabbing them into the ice makes it easy to pull up. You pull yourself up and out. Very nice. We have 3 of 4 out. So we'll go Anything else you wanted to sort of do in all of this?
Is there a way? Because I know that technically Radiance is just like floating above the water right now where she fell out, right? Because she just went straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I nab the rope and just yank her over the ice?
I'm your balloon.
Yeah. Can I balloon her?
Yeah, you'll be pulling her back the way you came, but yes.
But my point is that she's not over the water.
Yeah, it's easy enough to do.
Now she's over this hole.
All right, Tear, you look back and you do see Radiance go up. Karada sort of force of wills her way back out with the Pitons. What would you like to do?
I don't see the goblin.
No goblin. You hear the goblin, and you see a terrible fracas of flying ice and water.
This is a mistake.
Save Ghost! Save Ghost!
Oh, no, now I can't. Not with that words. All right.
Most important!
All right, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to try to get close, reach in and nab the goblin. I'll spread out on the ice, lay down and try to fish for ice fishing, really.
All right. I will give you two options.
I don't like either. Go on.
You can use your action to get yourself all set up and have your hand out there to give Groost a lower DC. Or and so that's just you lower the DC for Groost. Use your action.
Right.
Or you can go and attempt to pull Groost out with a DC 25. However, there will be an additional check to see if you go through the ice as well.
Well, DC 25 seals that option.
Oh, no. Wait, what did I just say?
I'm not doing that.
No. A DC... So, your DC to pull Groost out is 15. I might have said 25, but it's 15.
Totally did. I was like,
Okay.
well, that's not it.
So it's 15 to pull Groost out, which you can just run over there and do if you throw caution to the wind. Or you can...
but that will
extend
make me do another dexterity saving throw is what you're saying.
Yeah, or you can extend go over there, lay out flat, extend your hand, and reduce the DC by 5 for Groost.
Fantastic. I lay down because getting out of the drink was nothing short of a miracle for me. So,
right.
Yeah. Here you go.
You cautiously go...
Reach, Grist Cole. Reach.
All right. Groost, you now have a hand out that you can grab onto, so there's now a DC 15 strength check to get yourself out.
Did that goblin high five me?
Don't help me help myself. Just help me.
All right. I need you to make another Constitution throw since you have ended your turn.
See, teach a goblin how to fish, and they'll be. Wait, what?
They will be a fish.
All right, roll yourself 2d10 and take another level of exhaustion.
Oh man! Look at these health bars we have on top of all these exhaustion. Oh my god!
Alright, can I use my reaction to absorb elements, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so you take 14 minus whatever
7.
absorbed elements does,
14.
and you're also on 2 levels of exhaustion now, right?
Yep.
Good stuff. All right. Radiance and Kirata, what are you guys doing? Groost is still in the drink.
I would like to... Is it possible for me to get to the goblin?
Yes. Terra is there, lying down next to the hole. I will offer
like
you
to
the same option. You can lower the DC by 5 again for Groost, or if you can go over there where there's now a tremendous amount of weight near the edge and just try to do it, but you will be subject to a saving throw or a skill check to see if you can, do it in a way that's not destroying the ice.
is it possible for me to throw out a rope and get the goblin on the rope so that I am not so I've got some space between me and the edge of that ice?
You currently have a rope between you and Radiant, if you'd like to.
I have my own. I have 50 feet of rope in my own pack as well.
I'm a tiefling balloon. I need to keep my rope.
Alright, fair
So,
enough.
He's still on rope. Grusco pulls the tiefling down.
So,
Or Grus.
as a note, the body is still laying on the ice at the moment. Since you've pulled the tiefling balloon, body is left behind there because you're floating 20 feet or however many feet up from the ice you want it
Look,
to be.
I'm trying to keep the goblin from dying.
All right, you can toss a rope out. Rope goes out to Groost. I will say that unless you're gonna try to somehow lasso Groost, you're not gonna be able to pull him out because he's already, holding on to Tear, right?
No, he missed me completely. Look.
I mean, if you look at that as like a help action, the help action is come and gone, right?
Right. I mean, you can put the rope there for sure.
Can I hold?
It wraps around his neck. What are
Trying
you
to
doing?
yank him when he grabs it?
Is it possible to use Mage Hand to tie a rope around Groost?
Yes. I will say yes on that.
Okay, then I can help. I can assist with that floating above.
Okay.
I can go and take the end of the rope, tie it around Groost with my Mage Hand.
Mage hand concentration.
No, it's not.
Alright, so rope gets tossed over, Mage Hand ties rope around Groost, and Kirata, you may, we'll just say that the Mage Hand does all the work in getting the rope there and all of that, and you may attempt a DC 15 strength skill check.
Okay, at disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
It's athletics, right? That's what it was before.
Athletics to pull yourself out. Strength to
Oh,
pull,
I used
somebody
athletics.
else.
So just straight strength?
Either way, it's a skill check.
Kawada, can you hear me?
You can say it's athletics if you want.
Okay. I would like, yes.
Still at disadvantage.
Still at disadvantage. 19.
All right, and with that, Groost, as you're trying so hard to climb up Tara's arm, you just feel this rope lash around your waist, and whoop, and you just get pulled up again.
And you land at Kurata's feet, and she has the tiefling balloon in one hand, and she just looks down at you and she says, "That's 2 times, little man."
Chris looks up and goes, extra pants.
What?
What?
did you say?
What?
The extra pair of pantaloons, they do not.
I have no idea what she's saying.
Oh, it's so funny to me. I shouldn't be playing this kind of character.
Beth has become her own kryptonite. All right, and so with
This
that,
must be what Holly goes through.
you are all out of the ice, and you begin to make your way across the last portion of the lake, and find your way. Actually, are you taking the body with you?
I'm not gonna lie, because I would still like to levitate as long as I can with this spell, meaning that someone else needs to take care of the body.
I'll take care of the body.
All right.
Gris, do you want a tiefling balloon?
We still have a
I
third
have
of the
the
way to
tiny
go.
goblin.
No, you're probably about 20% of the way left.
I hand the goblin the tiefling balloon, and I pick up the woman.
All right. So, dragging the body along, you guys manage to navigate around the tree, around all these new found ice things. Tara, you are the first by a minute or so to reach the far shore there, and you kind of just look out in cautious, optimistic terror, watching a tiefling balloon and goblin dragging it along, and then a human deflated balloon and a half orc dragging it along, and slowly, after about 10 more minutes, you all manage, freezing cold, soaked to the bone, ice forming on you in more than just sort of a crusting coating. The edge of this archway looks like it's been carved in. The snow from the outside has kind of spilled in. You see this long corridor inside that's been inlaid with sort of tiles in the floor. The walls are all carved stone blocks. This looks like very much like a man-made constructed structure. There's no lights inside, but it is definitely a superb shelter from the wind as it sort of goes down at maybe a 30-degree grade into the darkness there. Is there a question? You have not entered yet.
Do we want a chance to warm up before we go in there?
How?
I think
I will let you use your knowledge. Looking this over, sort of poking your head in and all of that. It looks to be a passageway in to some sort of tomb or burial area. It's very much a central corridor and going off there. It doesn't if this was a passageway into like a living shelter or something, there'd be like barriers to the elements and all of that. So you're guessing it's a path into a tomb or something like that.
And do I have any idea of the creators?
The creation of it doesn't match traditional methods by any race that you know of, in that it looks like it was created, to your eyes, not by workers, but by magic. Like everything is just very regular, and it's just like somebody was just like, this is the way I want it.
And then it was like that.
It was like that.
Okay.
All right. What would you all like to do standing in the threshold there?
I think maybe we make camp right at the entrance so we get the benefit of being a little bit out of the wind, but we're not fully committed into.
Yeah, if we could short rest, that would be
I could use a short rest.
great.
If warm.
I shall begin my prayer of healing.
All right. So with that, you enter into the threshold of this, go good 15, 20 feet from the entrance. There is kind of like a snowdrift there, which you can kind of push up and actually kind of, make a little bit of a snow shelter. It is rock underneath it as part of sort of a man-made floor. There are designs and such as built into this. The stone itself is white. It almost looks to be at least marble-like in appearance. There's actually some wood and broken branches that look like they've blown or slid their way in here, so there actually is more fuel for a fire as well. Here, that's all easy enough to gather up, and the wind, though howling and driving snow outside, the gusts are, you're sheltered for them in here. You're able to build a fire that's is large enough, warm enough, especially since it's sort of hovered over in this arched ceiling way, to provide a reasonable amount of warmth to all of you, at least to begin to start drying things. The smoke itself kind of catches and then billows out, sort of back up. Occasionally it gets blown back in your face from the wind, but small price to pay as you all set up and rest here.
We will move the body also near the fire.
All right.
Onto the fire. Near.
We do not
Near.
light the body on fire.
Near the fire. Okay.
Just on the off chance that she is just completely fucking dead.
All right.
Only mostly did.
So
Only
you all
mostly
are
dead.
taking a short rest.
Yes.
That's the intention.
I would like to cast Prayer of Healing first and then take the
Okay,
short rest.
I'll link it,
Thank you.
Indeed.
please.
This is a second level spell. I'll mark the spell usage and then I will roll the following. 6 creatures to include our unconscious friend in case there's more damage to be undone. That's very good rolls for me. So 5 and 7 says 12, but it says plus my spellcasting modifier. So
Okay.
it really should be not just 5 and 7 is 12, but plus 4 is 16.
Delicious.
All right, 16 to everyone.
I will all now take a look at why it said that. You know, it says... That's interesting. So if I click this, does it do it correctly? Just wondering.
Yes.
Yeah,
Huh.
I did.
Didn't like it from that, though. All right, well, fair enough.
And what prayers are you? What does your prayer look like? Sound like? As this is happening?
Yeah.
Ah, yes. So as I take the very half helmet from the half plate I have, because it's one of these on the back of the skull things, place that on as a centerpiece, and then I begin my prayer to Helm, the god I worship, and I say that the bravery here might not be that of bravery of arms, but rather bravery of survival, and that we need to give thanks to the opportunities as the gods have seen fit to both give us the chance to struggle and the chance to succeed against the elements that would beset us. In Helm's name, amen.
All right.
In Helm's name.
Any other add-ons for short rests, that sort of stuff?
Just sitting there in
Take
silence.
2 levels of Bard quickly and start us.
So feel free. Rest can complete, and you may roll hit die.
Sorry, I jumped the gun.
Seven. I'm okay there. I'll just use the one.
Yep. And you do get, on a long rest, you do get half of your hit die back, which would be 4. So if you use 4 or less, then you're guaranteed to have full hit die after your
Long rest.
next long rest.
So if I use
how does that-
5, I would get 4 of the 5.
You
back.
choose the hit die. Just
Which
as,
hit die I get back?
Well,
Okay.
Correct.
you choose which ones you use, so you get half of your total back. So if you use 2 from one class and 3 from another, then you can only get, like those some combination of those back equal to half.
Oh my god. What is it with me and rolling hit die?
Or anything.
No, I've been rolling
Just
pretty good
die.
otherwise.
No, that's true. That's true.
All right,
when
I'm gonna stay
we've
there.
completed this short rest, or if I could do it towards the end of it, doesn't matter. I want to ritually cast detect magic. Actually, you know what? I want to ritually cast it before we start to head in, because it lasts for 10 minutes.
All right. Everybody erase all of your hit die rolls. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah! I said at the end.
So you can't cast it before we do, because we've already completed the short rest. So this is sort of like at the end of the short
like
rest.
when we're done, yeah. But I wanted to get that in before we started moving.
Yes. So you begin ritually casting detect magic, sort of towards the end, as all of you have, at least kind of dried off, thawed out a bit, and you see Radiance beginning to ritually cast this, and as you're all sort of waiting for the spell to culminate, Ter and Kirata, sort of sitting by the fire, you look down, and your unconscious companion's eyes sort of open, and very weakly she begins to sit up. And that is where we will end tonight.
Initiative.
Excellent. This was fun. I like the problem solving of like everything.
Wait, solving?
Problem making.
First solved 0 problems.
You know what? I became a tiefling balloon. I don't know if I think I've peaked.
Problem solved. Tiefling balloon.
I love levitation. It's one of my favorite spells.
It's a amazing spell in this context too.
Yeah.
Well,
Kind of had that in mind, being that we were going to be in cold stuff.
Look at this headless cat I have.
Oh,
Oh,
there we go.
you've ruined it.
She got her head out of
The
the
illusion.
water. Yeah.
Here, if I just do, there we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Perfect.
Book. Cool. Well,
You're like
you
that.
guys struggled a little bit
You're not real.
on the the ice, which is hilarious. But yeah, I like doing environmentally type things. It's a good little extra bit of things.
Water is definitely your favorite terrain.
Oh my god, water is by far, especially water that does damage to you, by far.
That's pretty much
best.
lava. That's what that
And
was.
Gran's
Yeah.
exhaustion. What the fuck is wrong with you, crazy person?
Have you ever fallen in like frigidly cold water?
Yes.
You're lucky
live
I
in
didn't
England.
make your goblin just die instantly.
Anytime we go into the sea, it's that. We might as well live in the Arctic.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, there's some stuff that I learned in the Arctic that's going in here.
Great.
Good times.
Oh my god. Anon just did a drawing of us, and it's so funny.
Wait, what?
look on
Ugh.
Twitter.
Oh my god. Oh.
Excellent.
I don't know how to.
Where do I find this?
Oh.
I'll link it in
Oh
the
wait, I
Discord.
I don't know
That's
if I can make it
amazing.
smaller, but there it is. Well, so we can sort of scan around. Yeah. There's everybody in the thing.
Oh.
And wait
Thank you.
wait for it. There's the balloon.
now that's
I love
art.
it. I love it so much.
I like how the human is in like a cocoon.
Yeah.
The human made out of all of that much better than any of us.
You're really saving a metapod.
Yeah. Critical Role fan art. I'm sorry, guys, but second tier. Second tier to our fan art. So good. Thank you, Anon.
Love it.
Thank you for the subs as well in there. There were some gifted subs. I kind of missed it when it happened, but 5 gifted subs. Super Clanky, congratulations on becoming a tier 1 sub. Northeast Geek, who's a recent
That's
follow.
me.
Welcome to the subship, and
I became a what?
you're a sub now.
Oh.
And Super Clanky. And we got to follow as well, Knights of the Bantam. That's a name I can actually read and say. Cool. So thank you, Anon, for the subs and the awesome fan art, which showcases actually really nicely in that window. So that is good. Thank you, Knights of the Bantam. Thank you, players, for enduring 20% of what will certainly only get more to endure. Mystery is afoot, and we will continue Thursday at 7:30 Eastern Time with a special guest.
The person in the cocoon.
Cocoon people,
know.
noted.
Yeah.
I'll add that.
I've seen the movie. Spoilers. I know what's going to happen.
Yes, Love Runs Cold is a very popular rom-com
About
Jamaican bobsledders.
two runners in the Arctic who get
Trading for the Olympics.
separated by
Wasn't this Kurt Russell? And there was some sort of
the
thing.
concept of
All right. We end
Wow.
strong, we really do. Thank you all for watching. Check out the socials at Roll20 Spotlight on Twitter. Look for us on YouTube. You can find all the episodes. I'm sure this little mini series will be there. It's a good, quick digestion of what we do for somebody later. Like an aperitif, perhaps. And we'll see you on Thursday as I continue the mayhem. It's going to be all Casey all the time for the next 5 sessions. And yeah, we'll have Kayla with us on Thursday. You guys can all take a massively big guess as to which character she's going to play.
It's
Yeah.
Bruce.
Cool.
All right.
We'll see you on Thursday. Thank you all for watching.
Bye.
You think it's Tio?
It's 2. You're all screwed.